FM. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM, 97.3.
Clap your hands, everybody. Come on.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio.
Minutes past 6, 97.3 Citi FM. Faithful is our God. I'm reaping the harvest God promised me, taking back what the devil stole from me, and I rejoice today. I shall recover it all. Hezekiah Walker on Monday the 29th. Welcome to your favorite radio show in the morning on Citi FM. We're so excited to be with you on the program. We're starting off with the Business Sense, brought to you by ADB, the People's Bank. Enjoy longer tenors of up to 6 years. An offer open to non-customers as well. Call 0302-210-210 or 0302-222-4043. ADB is offering a variety of personal loans, including top-up loans at significantly reduced interest rates. If you need a personal loan, talk to us. All right, now this morning's Business Sense is very simple. It's an acronym I saw somewhere for the word team, T-E-A-M. And the person said T means together, E means everyone, A is achieves, and then M is more. So one definition of a team is together, everybody achieves more. And I like that. So a team is not working individually, it's working together. So one of the ways of knowing whether you are a team is, are you working together? And that means everybody has a role. And together we all achieve. And it's more. That means team makes your performance incremental. So you could do one, it says one shall chase 1,000, but two shall chase 10,000. So there's an exponential effect of working as a team. So that's how to look at your team. That's how to conceptualize a team. And that's how you mark the performance of a team. That was Business Sense brought to you by ADB. We're jumping into the newspaper headlines right after this.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Meet Mr. Ansah. He prefers to receive money from his friends and loved ones through the Agricultural Development Bank's remittance services, and his reason is simple.
Oh, for me, my brother lives overseas and he often sends me money. I can access it at any ADB branch nationwide, and what he sends is exactly what I receive. No wahala.
Is that why you prefer ADB's remittance services?
Of course. Well, whether it is Western Union, MoneyGram, ZPay Instant Money, Unity Link, Real Money Transfer, or Transfast, receiving my money through ADB's remittance services is guaranteed. And with some of these services, you can receive the money directly into your ADB account. Do you know what the best part is?
Share with us.
I can receive it at any ADB branch or selected branches on Saturdays and holidays. So, my brother, you see, if you go somewhere else and you don't receive payment on time, all I can say is, Woko Hoko, yeah, yeah.
Visit any of ADB's 87 networked branches nationwide, whether you are a customer or not, for the best in remittance services. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said. Read the books your father read. Trying to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you. Others take a different view. Oh my, yeah. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know,
Citi
love will
Breakfast
save
Show.
the day.
Rise above the noise.
Time asks no questions, it goes on without you. Leaving you behind if you can stand the pain.
So it's 6:34 and we're jumping straight into the newspaper headlines brought to you by Total Energies Marketing PLC. A poorly maintained car engine can age faster. That's why we offer the specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology, a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine and improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%.
Keep your head up to the
Choose quartz from Total Energies.
lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Oh my.
All right, I want to say good morning to Richard Sky.
Good morning, my
And I
brother.
want to say good morning to Nathan Kwao.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good.
You had a good weekend?
Yeah, well, you know the way the whole thing
Saturday was hectic, but I went to a very interesting event at Academic City.
What were
They're
doing?
talking about menstrual health.
Oh,
Somebody yesterday was
And you know the funny thing, I
menstrual
also
health.
know somebody at Legon Grassak who was talking about menstrual health and how they are going to support. I'm
Yeah.
told it's becoming very expensive.
Oh yeah,
It
I mean,
is.
in terms of
Yeah.
the taxes on
Yeah.
And for me, it was very enlightening just hearing
Yeah.
the things that are being done and what companies are doing on the quiet, like big companies, small companies, just
Yeah.
trying to help
Yeah.
girls get access to
And
pads and
a lot of
stuff.
people
It's
don't know
brilliant.
that lack of access to menstrual health can affect education.
Oh yes,
actually excludes
So
a lot of people.
it's a
especially
major
the-
issue. And now, if there's a breakdown of taxes on menstrual hygiene products, Sky, let me just go through it will shock you. So there's a 20% import duty on sanitary pad, a 0.5% ECOWAS levy on the same, 15% network charge, 2.5% NHIL, 1% IRS tax deposit, 0.75% EXIM levy, all on the same thing. Then there's 2.5% network get fund. It's not finished though. There's 15% import VAT. Then 0.4% processing fee, 2.5% network NHIL, then 2% special import levy. Then you add another 2.5 get fund import levy. Then to make matters worse, you add inspection fee 1%. And then what the last one
last
that's
killer.
is the 1% COVID health. Yeah, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, when you finish, then you add something small. AU levy 0.2.
Yeah. So a large part of my Saturday was
serious.
spent at that function.
Yeah.
It had like some SHS students, females. It was really.
So this
sat
morning, I
there-
have a question for the Parliament and the Ministry of Finance and the GRE. The question is
Why?
Like, why? And you want to? You can tax. You can even say we should tax glasses, newspaper review.
Whatever.
You can tax newspaper review. But Charlie,
Towels?
No. I support the call for it. I think all these levies must. I think if we really want to support female empowerment, it needs to.
And you know, I think it must be given free.
Yeah.
If there was going to be something free, you know, the free shoe, they should be
You know,
free.
I think when President Mahama was in power, there was a time when they were distributing sanitary pads.
And I'll tell you something. Yesterday, I went to my former school I went to speak at the former school. Now, we are not able to meet in assembly hall. So the evening service was outside.
It was outside.
And there were 5,000 students. So imagine a girls' school with 5,000 students. With the same number of houses they had when you were there. And girls don't have menstrual. They don't have. Charlie, means that school
Apart from
pass.
that, the bathrooms need to be
Charlie.
fitted again to take into consideration those
this
needs.
tax matter.
They have to do something. They should repeal it entirely.
Charlie, there are 14 taxes.
Yeah, that's right. All the taxes should be repealed.
Anyway, let's start with the finder for me. What are they saying?
The finder says this morning, Elmina gets 85 million euros fishing harbour.
Wow.
President Akufo-Addo recalled how John Mahama said the project will never materialize. So they are putting a slant in there. Also, GRA slabs 12.5% upfront payment on recalcitrant importers. Kwame PNM kicks against review of free senior high school. And going to IMF was a painful decision for me, Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, the president.
Okay. Yes, the Daily Graphic says, like COVID, we will succeed. President rallies nation for economic revival. Non-VAT registered importers to pay 12.5% upfront. Charlie, more money. CJ nominee says power of contempt necessary for justice delivery. Virtual InfoSec builds BOG Cybersecurity Center. And the graphic says its cover price is going up to 5 CD.
Theophilus. Is that what you are bringing?
You King Mueller, please.
And it says because of increase in production.
So how much
costs.
is it going to cost now?
It's 4 CDs now. It will be 5 CDs from June 1.
But it's cheaper than the meat pie we buy in the morning. Graphic is 5 CDs.
Yes.
Some meat pie like is 29 CDs. Charlie,
What kind of McDonald's is that?
One meat pie.
And the one meat pie.
29
29.
Can you imagine? The new publisher says this morning, laptops to replace textbooks in senior high schools. Distribution starts this year. The Vice President of the Republic made this announcement a couple of days ago. Also, Ajinasari explains his Nogoko is demonic headquarters saga. And parents beg for 500 sacked KTI students. There's another story here that is saying the businessman in trouble for burying dad in car.
I see. The Daily Guide says Mahama Nana Komia tussle over ex-Croatia. Nana opens 84 million euro Elmina fishing harbor. Boachi Ejakun, hope of Ghanaians. That's what the Daily Guide is saying. And 13 kilograms of weed intercepted at KIA. Plus appeals court halts lawyer suspension.
The Ghanaian Observer says Akufo-Addo commissions 84 million euro Elmina Harbour. MPP Ejisu constituency hail John Kuma. And Boss MD receives exemplary brand leadership award. Charlie, this stories are still. This one story, the CEO played the award is still made a circulation.
Mr. Provencer, you're a big man. Big man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
is it Edwin Provencer?
Yes. The Republic Press says, I have seized and desisted. Embattled Blay washes hands off Petro.
Seize and desist.
Yes.
I like
Wash
that.
his hands off Petro SA deal. He's done a Pontius Pilate. Ajinasari runs from Nogoto Jibe. 12.67 kg of cannabis busted at Kotoka. There's Bekwee in the system. Anyway, other stories quickly. In Ashanti region, people's forced to stay home as hoodlums turn Abisiwa Primary School into toilet site. NPP MP drags Baumia's father as battle over pops up. And foreigners and Ghanaian counterparts illegally mining with deadly cyanide. That's according to the Wasa Amenfi MCE.
Let me take you to the Inquisitor and to the Ketu South constituency of the Volta region. Tidal waves.
Again?
Ketu South in fresh panic. Yes, that's what's happening in the Volta region as phase 2 of Sea Defense Project is ignored. Something must happen to this project. It must be revived. And another story says chaos in Christian Divine Church. Some other stories on the front page, including the story about Hadia for real and Chairman Blay.
Okay, the Herald says Energy Ministry flags Acres $1.7 billion FPSO bill after purchasing vessel for $35 million. MPP backs 200,000 cedis in nomination form sale to Baumia and others. A Japan, Chemating, and Gate yet to pick. Deputy Minister hijacks PURC's operation money meant for interest groups.
Let me take you to the new crusading guide. IMF deal will restore confidence and bring Ghana back on track, according to our president. Former NPP MP advises Baumia to stay away from flag bearership race.
Why?
What is this?
Former what?
Former NPP MP
Advises Baumia to stay away.
He says you should wash his hands off like Pontius Pilate. Now, Dr. Chemanting launches campaign to contest a Sikuma or Dobin Brakwa seat for MPP.
All right.
All right. The anchor says crunch meetings at Nogoto over Archbishop Ajinasari. Charlie. Missing Akachi Okada rider murdered. Suspected bones skull retrieved, but residents cast doubt. Zoom Lion observes AU Day with traditional wear. An actor, Yao Dabo, mistaken for child, served crayons and kids' meal on flight.
The guy who missed the penalty for the, Coventry played against Luton.
It's called
Dabo.
Yeah.
So Dabo has to issue.
Anyway, finally from the anchor.
That is not his relative.
Finally on the anchor. Coming up, Jubilee House boy in recruitment scam.
Oh, Charlie. Okay. And let me take you finally to the BNFT. The big story says BOG Act review will ensure clarity according to the governor. Also, rate of credit to private sector moderates amid tight monetary policy and economic slowdown. And then something here again about GRA, they are triggering upfront VAT compliance strategy as policy maximizes.
Let me give you some education stories on citynewsroom.com. Free SHS, we want our money, not empty promises. This is from the National Food Supplies. Now, NAGRAT is also skeptical about government's promise to replace textbooks with laptops in SHSs. Now, JUSAC says we are not calling off our strike until government meets our demands. President on IMF, running to IMF bailout was painful decision according to the president. He also says IMF deal won't bring immediate end to Ghana's economic woes. So the president speaking there. Other stories and fish export. Ghana earned $254 million in 2022. And then PURC justifies increase in tariffs. a few more stories from other websites. My Joy Online, I'll pick 2 stories from there. Peter Namfuri's name will be written in gold in Ghana's history. Akufo-Addo Elijah is his former IGP. 1 dead, 6 injured in boat disaster in Bono region. And then the story about IMF bailout will immediately end Ghana's difficulties. The president speaking as well. I have a very interesting story on the BBC. They said Africa Live. Russia's Lavrov arrives in Kenya unannounced.
Sergei Lavrov.
Hey!
Sergei Lavrov.
Then a couple of stories on the African continent. So Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu will be sworn in, I think it's today, to begin his presidency. Now, this is a story that will concern all of us. An entire village burned down by marauding Darfur militias. This is Western Sudan. And then no one else should have to use rags for sanitary pads. This story is coming up as well. There's an interesting story in the UK's Daily Telegraph where the Prime Minister says if they cap food prices, it may lead to food shortages. So there's a big conversation about the cost of food items, and there's pressure on the retailers to have some price ceilings. The Prime Minister says this is not going to work. It may lead to food shortage. I didn't know that this food discussion was not just exclusive to Ghana.
Oh, no, that's what food has been a major issue over the past couple of days.
Yeah, so he's saying that he doesn't think asking the retail shops to cap food prices will help. We can discuss that later on. All right, give me a summary of the president's comments, Nathan.
Okay, well, the Daily Graphic looks at the president's rallying of the nation for economic revival, and he has stated that, just as the sacrifices and support of Ghanaians during COVID led to its successful management, a similar attitude back in the country will help it overcome the current economic challenges. Now, he said the $3 billion that had been negotiated with the IMF was to be received over the next 36 months. And out of that, the first tranche of 600 million had already hit the country's account. And that would lead to the restoration of confidence and the reopening of avenues that had been closed for the past 1.5 years.
I think the most important thing he said was that the IMF deal will not bring immediate respite. I think that's a big admission.
And
that story is in all the papers.
Yes, he made it clear that access to the IMF facility would not mark the end of the current difficulties.
At all.
But the deal sent a positive message to trading partners, creditors, and investors.
In fact, that story is being captured even on Bloomberg News this morning, where they say Ghana's president is confident that the IMF deal will eventually get the country to where it ought to get. But let's stay in the economy and read a few more stories, Sky.
Yeah, because there's a story on page 9 of the Ghanaian, the Finder, which says that GRA slabs 12.5% upfront payment on recalcitrant importers. And the story says that importers of taxable goods who are not registered for tax face upfront payment of 12.5% of the custom value of the taxable goods as penalty. It is a sanction imposed on importers of taxable goods who are required to register for value-added tax but have failed to register. Now, the unregistered importers of goods become liable when they import taxable goods with a custom value of 200,000 Ghana cedis and above per consignment. Now, the Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Dr.
Mishadai
Usu Amwa, who announced this, said the sanction takes effect from the 6th of June 2000.
Meanwhile, FABAC, Federation of Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, is impressing on government to direct the PURC not to roll out the recent announcement in tariffs. That's on City Business News. Now, let me do 2 education stories. Free SHS. We want our money, not empty promises. Food suppliers. The National Food Suppliers Association says its members won't back down on the decision to picket at the premise of the National Food Buffer Stock Company if their 2 years outstanding arrears are not paid. This comes after they met Minister of Education over their demands, of which NAFCO has indicated that plans are underway to get Finance Ministry to release funds to pay them. Spokesperson for the association, Kweku Amedume, told City News they would not be moved by empty promises. He says their respective agencies responsible for payment of the arrears should be have been giving them empty promises so much that they can no longer put up with said promises. And therefore, they've decided to picket. They issued a 14-day ultimatum to the Buffer Stock Company on May 25, and they said that they will picket at the Buffer Stock Company until they are paid. So that's on education.
Okay, let me plug into that because there's a story on page 11. Nathan was just talking about sanitary pads. Scrap taxes, import duties on sanitary pads, according to some CSOs. Now, the Ghana Civil Society Organization platform on sustainable development goals has appealed to the government to scrap the import tax on sanitary pads and reclassify the product as essential social goods. Now, this, the platform says, will help make sanitary products affordable to all women and girls. And then it goes on to detail some of the specific details you provided on the...
Okay, if you go to page 6 of the daily guide, talking about what should be permitted and not, well, what is not permitted is weed. And the Narcotics Control Commission has made a significant bust,
Every day.
seizing a total of 12.67 kg of cannabis worth $127,000 at the KIA cargo terminal. Now, the 54 slabs of compressed dried leaves were hidden in wooden artifacts and were destined for the UK.
Look at that.
In a statement, NACOC said its officers detected the illicit drugs during their routine duties at the airport cargo terminal. A field test confirmed that the substances were indeed cannabis. The commission has taken custody of the seized consignment while investigations continue to apprehend the perpetrators.
Let's go on the judiciary. We are not calling off our strike until government meets our demand. This is JUSAC, citynewsroom.com. The Judicial Service Staff Association says their strike continues today, Monday the 29th, unabated, despite calls to suspend the industrial action. According to the group, all efforts to get government to approve the new salary structure have fallen on deaf ears. Speaking to City News, Abdullah Yakubu said the association is hoping to make headway as regards their demands. Now, stay with judiciary. A couple of attributions to the incoming CJ. She says, for example, that the rules of contempt to protect the sanctity of our courts. She made some comments about the dual citizenship issue as well. And I think for those who are students of the law, they should watch the proceedings. I think it was a really informative, educative program that City TV carried live on Friday. So you can go on YouTube and just help yourself to the whole video. And I also like the good-natured tone of the questions. The MPs were firm but friendly. And she was also very relaxed and confident. So I think all in all, it was a good exercise in the way to interpret the law. All right, Sky.
Just quickly to mention that if you go to page 9 of the new crusading guide, there's a story there attributed to the incoming Chief Justice. If she's approved, she'll become Chief Justice, saying that JUSAC strike matters under control and courts will open soon. And you know that there are negotiations expected to happen later. But let me take you to the new publisher because there's a story about education. We're told that laptops will replace textbooks in senior high
That's
school.
what I think Dr. Baumia said that.
Exactly.
And then Nagrat is saying that they don't think it will happen yet. Angel, what's your problem?
You know, we tried this before, not exactly with textbooks under Mahama.
Let's listen to the promise and I'll give you the response.
The story on page 2 says the government has announced that all senior high school students currently in their first and second years are to benefit from a free laptop embedded with the required textbooks in soft copies, and the nationwide distribution starts this year. Now, by this new policy, the laptops will replace the hard copy textbooks. Now, they do not only contain soft copies of the textbooks, but also contain PACS examination questions and lesson notes. Now, the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, made this known over the weekend in his address at the 60th anniversary celebrations of the Hohwe EP Senior High School in the Volta region.
Now, the President of Nagrat, Angel Kabanu, has welcomed news by government to phase out textbooks to laptops in SHSs across the country, albeit with some skepticism. Speaking at the event in the Volta region, Vice President indicated that, as you just said, now reacting to this, Angel Kabanu, who is the President of Nagrat, said ICT is the way forward for the country, but stressed the challenge the government will encounter in attempts to fulfill the promise and for the use of IT to supplement teaching and learning activities. And I know very well that if we want to break the glass ceiling that opens the door for the future, we have to take this very seriously. But there is a big but there. I can foresee some challenges if the government being able to supply laptops to every school. However, we still keep hope alive. We don't have a choice. Now that's Angel. Now I wanted to talk to you about food prices.
Okay.
But if there isn't any more local story, then I'll go there.
Okay, please do.
The British Prime Minister has been warned.
Before you actually do, let me mention this quickly. The situation in the Ketu South.
Yes. Let me have that.
Yes. You know, for some reason, the government is not paying attention to the problems of the people of the Ketu South.
What is happening
areas
there?
affected. And we're told that the tidal waves are coming back. The story is in the Inquisitor, and it says Ketu South in fresh panic. Now, the current weather pattern has invoked serious and fresh panic among residents of the coastal areas at Ketu South in the Volta region because of tidal waves. Now, there are clear indications that the area will witness the deadly tidal waves as there are thunderstorms and rains in the area. Shockingly, the government has over the years paid lip service to the completion of the second phase of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project. Now, officials over the years have made sugar-coated promises to the people of the area to complete the project that would help in preventing the waves.
But this is like the second week.
Yeah,
I thought this thing came up last week.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so, every year we continue to see our homes battered by the tidal waves. Under the Rawlings administration, we did the Ketasi
even last year, it happened.
Project.
Yeah, last 2 years, it happened.
Something must happen because, that strip of
Anyway,
land
while you're talking about
is
something
big.
has to happen, there was a big story. A harbor has been built in Elmina.
Yeah.
And I actually saw a post on Facebook by somebody from Keta saying they also want a harbor.
Yeah, that's right. Now, the signboard is there, but nothing is happening.
So the Elmina story is on one of the front pages.
Yeah, that's right.
You can just give me the highlights of that.
On the front page of the Ghanaian Observer, it's
So
83 million euros.
Yes. What are the highlights of that?
Okay, so basically, let me take you to page 9 of the paper, which has the details of that story. So it says President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Friday commissioned the 85 million euro Elmina Fishing Port Rehabilitation Expansion Project in the historic city of Elmina in the Komenda Edina Eguafo Birim municipality of the Central Region. Now, the construction of the biggest fishing harbour in the region, which was completed in 30 months, has a docking space and deep marine access to ensure the durability and sustainability.
We should pay the place
harbour.
a visit.
Yeah,
in
we have
our
to.
capacity as Citi Breakfast Show.
Because it's looking very nice.
We should go and spend the project.
Yeah, that's right.
But I hope they'll still do the regatta.
Oh, as for that one, they will do it. They will do. You also have the
that
water.
thing, the beep out.
It'll be nice.
But when they do Olympic Games and they are doing like Oxford versus Cambridge and they are rowing, how come we can't win that thing? Because those sports, Olympic Games, we can't win, no. Because the football and boxing, we are not winning. But
but the point is, are they taking our people?
It's not the same.
I'm sure they take just the Accra people.
Do you know what's required? We don't row here.
What do we do?
But usually we use paddles and things.
Oh, no, we do rowing.
No, this one. The one they do like this.
Ow. You know what
freshwater rowing.
The freshwater rowing.
Why not?
But we can pick 3 people from Ketu South, Jamestown, and Elmina.
We'll have to send them abroad to train them.
We can train them here.
No, it will not be possible.
Why not?
The levels that sport has reached, training here.
Have you seen the muscles of the guys at Jamestown?
But the ones who are in the water, they're not muscular.
I'm a backbone.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
Now,
the city's big.
Now, the British Prime Minister wants to place price caps on food. Ministers and supermarkets have told him that this thing is 1970, it will not work. Now, Rishi Sunak has been warned that his plan for a 1970s-style price cap will lead to food shortage amid a backlash from cabinet ministers and supermarkets. Now, the UK government is planning to ask retailers to agree to maximum prices for some basic goods such as bread and milk in an effort to lower food price and tackle inflation. But the proposal has been condemned by the major supermarkets and has angered at least 2 cabinet ministers who said it would involve too much interference in the market and could lead to shortages as suppliers take their goods abroad. So if UK is talking about interference in market, the government is contemplating asking supermarkets to place a price cap on food. Maybe we should think about that too here. Because that 29 cedi meat pie is not fair.
We have to talk about it.
It's not fair, Sky.
How much do you buy the meat pie?
And it's critical. Hey,
How much?
Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News coming up shortly, brought to you by Goyle. So the question is, what do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just top up anywhere? Please don't do that. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family, where you can get our Super XP and Diesel XP for the best quality fuels at high grade with only the same price. The Gold Diesel XP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle, and the Super XP on 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at the same price as normal fuel. So next time you have to fill, choose any of our 440 stations across the nation. Goyle Good Energy. News is also brought to us by MTN. Nashika Sisa is here with the news.
Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and powered by your most comprehensive business news website, citibusinessnews.com. Coming up, President Akufo-Addo believes that Ghana's deal with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) will boost investor confidence. Also, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana calls on government to direct the Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission (PURC) to rescind decision to implement new tariff increment. The details now. President Akufo-Addo is optimistic that Ghana's deal with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) heralds a new era of investor confidence. He contends that the fund's $3 billion extended loan facility opens the door to negotiations with the country's creditors, allowing access to foreign financial markets. In the face of a number of economic challenges, including high inflation, a depreciation currency, and a widening fiscal deficit, President Akufo-Addo is courting the support of Ghanaians and the business community to ensure that the country achieves the economic stability required under its 3-year IMF program. He's been speaking in an address last night.
But the fact that we've been able to negotiate such a deal sends a positive message to our trading partners, creditors, and investors. A positive message that will be underpinned by the discipline, hard work, and enterprise with which we execute the program. It should lead to the restoration of confidence and the reopening of avenues that have been closed to us this past year and a half. It should also lead to the resumption of many of the infrastructural projects that have stalled. Fellow Ghanaians, we got ourselves out of a pandemic in which there were no precedents on which to rely, and where even the experts admitted they had no clear-cut solution. We did it by being resolute, being focused, and working very hard, and by accepting that we had to stick together. With a similar frame of mind and attitude, we shall overcome the economic difficulties as well, sooner rather than later. I have no doubts at all in my mind that we are on the right path, and we will soon start to see significant improvements in the economy and in the living standards of Ghana.
The government still wants to raise more revenue through the COVID-19 health recovery levy despite the end of the pandemic in the country. This may come as a disappointment to both consumers and the business community who have been pushing for the removal of the tax, which they say is contributing to the rising cost of products and services. While describing the 1% fee on the value of taxable supplies as unpopular, President Akufo-Addo emphasized that the government will continue to charge the levy to bridge the fiscal gaps generated by the pandemic while addressing other expenditure challenges.
Let me make it clear that COVID expenditures, essentially unplanned, have been subject at my instigation to audit by the Auditor General and are going through parliamentary processes. We all deserve to be reassured that the crisis was not used as a cover for corrupt practices. The COVID health recovery levy that was introduced to help fill some of the expenditure holes might not be the most popular tax, but I entreat all of you to bear with us.
That was President Akufo-Addo speaking there. Now, an economist, Professor John Gachi, says the government's only motivation for seeking the IMF bailout was to enable it to regain access to the global debt market to engage in yet more borrowing. The country recently received the first tranche of $600 million from the IMF as part of the $3 billion credit facility. Professor John Gachi said the urgency with which the government is rushing to the credit market is evidence the government secured the IMF IMF loan to return to the capital market to continue borrowing.
What the finance minister did was to calm down people when the minister in the presidency in charge of finance, Aminanta, made same statement that the president made. So people begin to make comments adverse to the expectation of the government. But it seems to me that the real intention known to the government is to quickly go back to the international debt market. So I believe that the real intention of the government is to quickly do things and go back to the international debt market. So at this point, I don't believe that what the president is saying is just a slip of tongue. It is something that is the real intention of the IMF program. And that is very, very unfortunate because if you look at the objective of the IMF program, we have to achieve macro-fiscal targets, ensure debt sustainability, and we need to provide space for growth. And when all these things are done, with time, they will be attractive to the credit rating agencies, and the credit rating agency may give us better ratings, and that better ratings may pave the way for us to go into the international capital market. So it is not supposed to be the earliest possible consideration.
Professor John Gachi is an economist. Moving on, the Ghana Association of Banks is confident the banking industry will experience further recovery in the second and third quarters of this year. Recent data from the Bank of Ghana shows that in the first 4 months of 2023, the sector witnessed positive growth with its return on assets increasing from 4.7% to 5.5%. This comes after the audited financial statements for 2022 brought to light substantial losses incurred by the banks. These losses primarily stemmed from mark-to-market valuation losses on government bonds, which were a consequence of implementing the domestic debt exchange program. Additionally, the banks faced increased impairment on loans and rising operation costs, contributing to their financial setbacks. In an interview with Citi Business News, John Ewa indicated that a positive economic indicator in recent times will enhance market confidence.
Banks are gradually recovering from the financial results that we saw in 2022. We are very hopeful that 2023 is going to be a good year for the economy. We all have heard and are witnesses to the IMF program having been approved and even the first tranche having come in. Our expectation is that that should bring about market confidence and trust in the financial system should improve, and that should lead to much more recovery within the financial services arena. We envisage businesses to also take advantage of the positive news and the potential that calls for particularly the business community with the variables moving in the right direction for us all to take advantage of that effect to propel the economy forward. As banks, we will continue to look for projects that will help propel the economy forward, so long as those projects are bankable. As we know, the environment is quite shaky, so I'm sure banks are a bit careful.
That was Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Ewa. Moving on, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana is in person on the government to direct the Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission, PULC, not to implement its recent announcement of increment in tariffs. Effective June 1, 2023, the cost of water services will see an upward adjustment for all consumer groups, while electricity and natural gas is also expected to go up by over 18%. Samuel Agri is the Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, and he's been speaking to Citi Business News on the tariff adjustment.
We have already said that producing in Ghana very expensive if it comes to the costs. So therefore, we expected that government would do something to mitigate those losses. Unfortunately, we keep on seeing an increment. Not long ago, tax increment has happened. So if all this will come to affect the way we do our businesses, we should therefore at least take a break as to which way we want to go, whether we still want to pass on cost to the manufacturers or the consumers, because anything that you do will reflect in the way the consumer also buy their goods.
That was the Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, Samuel Agri. Now, on the interbank foreign exchange market where banks trade among themselves, the dollar gained 20 pesos and is selling at 10 cedis 98 pesos. The British pound gained 23 pesos and is selling at 13 cedis 54 pesos. The euro also gained 19 pesos and is selling at 11 cedis 76 pesos. However, at some forex bureaus in the capital, the dollar is selling for 11 cedis 50 pesos, while the British pound is selling at 14 cedis and the euro is going for 12 cedis 10 pesos. Let's now join Mark Jordan Sikanati of Databank for the latest updates on the stock market.
The bears closed on a down note last week as the GSE Composite Index retreated 2% week on week to 2,519.92 points, reducing the year-to-date return to 3.11%, and the Data Bank Stock Index lost 1.78% week on week to 98.72 points, with a year-to-date loss of 6.27%. The exchange registered 3 gainers and 5 laggards, with a weekly turnover of 7.8 million Ghana cedis. FanMook emerged as the biggest gainer, while Enterprise Group and Menstrual Palm Plantation were the worst laggards respectively. This week, we tip FanMook to make gains on strong demand for the stock, while Enterprise Group declines on excess supply.
You heard Mark Jordan Sikanati of Databank, and that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle, and powered by your most comprehensive business news website, citibusinessnews.com. My name is Nashika Caesar. Have a good business day.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The first to pick forms was a group calling itself Dr. Bawumia Fan Club, who did on behalf of Vice President Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. The group believes the Vice President remains the party's best bet to break the eight. Here is Itim Jakari, who leads the group.
Our special candidate that we know, inshallah, by
11 minutes past 7. A happy birthday to my sister, Theodosia Avledo. You're a lecturer at the University of Health and Allied Sciences. Today is your birthday. Have a happy birthday, sis. And to my good friend, Francis Ankra, a.k.a. Sankara of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, a.k.a. Farmer Brown. Happy birthday to you, Okara. Enjoy the day. Also wishing a happy 40th birthday to Dominic Edu Kwakopom. On this day, we want you to know you're special. You're a great father, a wonderful husband, and a sweet soul. We appreciate you for all you do. Life indeed begins at 40. We look forward to many more blessed and blissful years together. From your queen in Shira and your 3D boys, Deshaun, Declan, and Darion. Yes. So Dominic Edu Kwakopom, happy 40th to you, coming in from your wife and your 3Ds. Also wishing Reverend Afolabi Adeoye, the Executive Chairman of Primus Advertising, Lagos, Nigeria, a happy birthday from all of us at Primus Advertising. Wishing many my happy returns of today. May God continue to bless him with good health and sound mind. In Jesus' name, amen. He's a big man. Coming in from Chief Wale. And to Mrs. Mariana Shokotete, you are my soulmate, best friend, and strong pillar. May God grant you good health, favor, and long life. Age gracefully, my sweet Mimi, from your kids and me, Superintendent Ebenezer Tete, Ghana Police Service Eastern Region. Getting into the sports kickoff, brought to you by the Shell Savings and Loans, supporting the investment goals of customers with attractive solutions, is what we've been doing for the past many years. We have 91 days, 182 days, and 365-day products for you. If you want competitive returns with security, talk to Lesheho. Call 0577 707 700. Lesheho, let's improve life. Kickoff is also brought to you by Shell. Everybody's looking for that one thing that pushes them to bring out their best and enable them to reach peak performance. Your car wants this too. That's why we are giving you Shell Helix engine oil. Specially designed to bring the best out of your engine, protecting it from wear and tear while providing the power and performance needed to give you the best ride every time. Visit Visit your local Shell station today and experience the difference for yourself. So whether you're cruising the open road or battling with busy traffic, Shell Helix will keep your engine running smoothly.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Benjamin Ketian's here to bring us the details of our sports. A busy weekend. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Let's get into the headlines. And Mediama Sporting Club extend lead on top of the Ghana Premier League table as they expect to win their first ever league title. Leicester City join Leeds United and Southampton as the relegated teams from the Premier League this season in the NBA Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals is tonight. Let's get to the details now, and let's start off with the Ghana Premier League. Mediama Sporting Club, they have extended their lead at the top of the table with a 2-1 win over King Faisal in March week 32. The game was played in Takwa. Now Joshua Ajimang and Nuruddin Abdullahi found the net for the home side as they completed a comeback win to keep their title hopes alive. Second place, the Diana Stars lost by a single goal at home to Dreams FC on Saturday and are now 4 points behind Mediama with 2 games left in the season. In the other results, there were wins for Bechem United, Gold Stars, Tamale City, Legon Cities, and Real Tamale United. Defending champions Asante Kotoko, who face Kerala later today, and a win for them will move them up to 4th on the league table. Let's now get some reaction from the managers. Let's get to David Oklu of Accra Hearts of Oak. He has admitted that his team lost to a better opponent.
Legon City wanted it more than us, especially in the first half. They ran more, they controlled the game. Well, it's unfortunate. They say in situations like this, you need character, and we don't have that character today. We created a lot of chances, but it continues. We always miss glaring chances because at training, chances like this, you see them finish, even difficult chances, you see them scoring. But in the game, begging chances and they go a begging. It's unfortunate.
Now, Legon City's head coach Maxwell Konedo also lauded his players after the win.
I think we played well, especially in the first half. We gave everything. I mean, we had nothing to lose than to go all the way out to win the game. In the beginning, we said that we had only one chance, and that is to beat House of Folk today. And the boys went out there and did as we planned. So I say congratulations to the boys. They gave it their all, and we are so happy for the 3 points.
We had Legon City's head coach Maxwell Konedo speaking there. Let's get to some reaction from Adriana Stars head coach Parkwesi Fabian. Says that he has given up on winning the title.
No, of course we are almost out. We are out. It's an obligation to play in the 2 matches, so we'll play and then see what happens. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know whether our boys think it's over, so I don't know. I don't know whether it's disastrous or not, because if after 31 matches in the league, this is the first time we are losing here, I don't see how any disaster in that anyway.
So you had Adriana Stars head coach Parkwesi Fabian speaking there. Let's get to the Waffle Zone B Under-20 Girls Cup and Group A. Saw Ghana beating Cote d'Ivoire by 3-1. Now, the Black Princesses, by that result, have qualified for the semi-finals of the competition. In Group B, Nigeria beat Burkina Faso by 3-0, while Togo beat Niger by 3-0 as well. So the semi-finals will have Ghana take on Burkina Faso, while Nigeria will be up against Benin. Let's get to the English Premier League, and the final round of matches took place yesterday. Manchester United, they beat Fulham by 2-1 to secure their spot in the UEFA Champions League. Remember, they secured that one with a win against Chelsea, but they finished the season with a victory. Erik ten Hag is Man United head coach. He has been speaking after their final game of the season.
I think we're all happy with it. And I think one of the positives in this season, and I think there are many positives, the clean sheets, for instance, as well. But the progress is obvious and clear, and I think it gives us a good base to get this team, this club back where it belongs. We say we have a good base, and so what we constructed, the way of play, the way we built it, the culture, and from there on, we have to step up to higher the standards, and then we have to collect more points.
Erik ten Hag is Man United manager. Chelsea, they finished the season with a 1-1 draw against Newcastle United. Interim Chelsea manager Frank Lampard shared his thoughts on his successor, Mauricio Pochettino.
I'm a big fan of Pochettino as a manager. I think he's a very good manager. But it's not about which individual it might be. I mean, it's about getting the right high level of manager. Of course, Pochettino's history tells you he works at clubs of this sort of level. And then let them get to work with the players to try and create a solid identity in a team that can win more games. Standard sounds a really sort of simple word, but it's so relevant to this club at the minute. The standards collectively have dropped. I can be honest about that, particularly it's my last game. I might not see some of them that much anymore anyway. But the standards as a collective for a club like Chelsea have to be at the maximum.
You heard Chelsea interim coach Frank Lampard speaking there. Now, Liverpool, they finished off the season with a 4-4 draw against Southampton Football Club in a game that saw Ghana's Kamaldeen Sulemana score twice for the relegated side. Jurgen Klopp is Liverpool head coach. He's confident that Liverpool will come back stronger next season.
We will remind ourselves definitely that we have to do better, and we will do better, and that's clear. I understand everybody that when people are devastated about our season. I understand that we are really not happy about it. Just it looked for a while already like that, and you can and you should not keep an anger in a situation when you turn things slightly around. So we didn't lose the last 11 or 12 games or whatever. That's good. If we would have started the game in a season like that, or would have had that in the middle of the season, we would be in a different position. There's still a lot of potential there. We have to use it much more often, and we cannot be as open as we were today for counterattacks. That's clear.
So you had Liverpool head coach Jurgen Klopp speaking there. Let's get to the camp of Arsenal. They finished off the season on a high with a 5-0 thrashing of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Mikel Arteta is Arsenal head coach, and he described Arsenal's season as emotional and special.
I'm a human being. I have feelings, and it was really, really nice the way they transmitted their love and support to the team, to every player, and obviously towards me as well. It's been a really emotional year, a very special season, and the team deserved and our people deserve to end it in a good way. So I'm really happy.
Mikel Arteta is Arsenal head coach. Everton Football Club, they survived relegation on the final day. Abdoulaye Doucouré scoring that all-important goal against AFC Bournemouth to keep Everton up for another season. Everton head coach Sean Dyche, he expressed delight at surviving the drop.
Well, obviously it means a lot. It means a lot to me. Took over what they called a broken club. It's not broken. It's had its cracks, but it's not broken. We've shown that. We've shown the fighting spirit that you need. But equally, I've just told the players, it shouldn't be in this state. So we've got to learn from that. Next season's going to be a big season. Myths to it all. Magic day, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't be in this shape.
Everton head coach Sean Dyche speaking there. If you get to the other result, Leicester City, they won by 2-1 at home against West Ham, but it was not enough to keep them up. So after winning the title in the 2016 season, Leicester City have been relegated. They will be playing next season's football in the Championship. Leeds United also were thrashed at Elland Road by Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane scoring twice in that game to take his season tally to 30 goals. Leeds are back in the Championship. Brentford beat Manchester City on the final day. Aston Villa beat Brighton by 2-1 as well. And Crystal Palace also held Nottingham Forest to a 1-1 draw. So that's how it broke down in the final round of matches in the English Premier League. Let's finish off with some action from the NBA playoffs. And tonight is a big night for the Boston Celtics. They will be attempting to become the first team in NBA history to overturn a 3-0 deficit when they take on the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Final Game 7. That game is at the TD Garden. It should be cracking. It should be exciting. We'll be back here tomorrow to give you all the updates. That's all for this morning's edition of Kickoff. My name is Benjamin Nketia, the small sports at citysportsonline.com.
Welcome back. This is City FM, this is City TV, and my name is Samuel Atamensa. And I have the man, Bessa Simon. Uncle Bessa, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
What? It's been forever. We've been trying to pin this man down like how many years? 2 years? And it's just been impossible. But we finally got him. It's very good to see you. Now, Bessa, let me, before even I talk about you, let me see. Since I met you face to face as a person, and I'm talking about when you launched your album, Awoyi,
yeah,
that one.
Awoyi.
It has been some time since I last came into your homes, so I want to thank you for having me again tonight. I've come because of two important events that both occurred last week on 17th May. The first is an update on the COVID-19 pandemic. The second is the recent agreement we have reached with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Some 3 weeks ago, on 5th May, the World Health Organization, WHO, announced that COVID was no longer a public health emergency of global concern. It had taken 3 years, 5 months, and 20 days of unbelievable tumult, unrelenting pain and suffering, and emotional turbulence of a world turned upside down. But we have at last heard the words for which we had all been praying. The scientists and health experts tell us that we no longer have a public health emergency of international concern. They tell us also that there's evidence of reducing risks to human health from COVID-19 infections. This has led to the decreasing trend of COVID-19 related deaths, hospitalizations, and intensive care admissions. The world has also achieved the long hoped for immunity, and with improved clinical management, the experts say it is time to transition to long-term management of the COVID-19 pandemic. In other words, we can now breathe that collective sigh of relief. For even though we may still have to deal with sporadic, isolated outbreaks, the crisis itself has technically ended. The pandemic trend in Ghana is similar to the general global trend as announced by WHO. As of 15th May 2023, there have been 1,462 deaths attributable to COVID-19 in Ghana, with the last death being recorded on 8th January 2023. These are not mere figures or inconvenient statistics. They are dearly loved parents, sons and daughters, relations, friends and colleagues, whom we shall continue to miss dearly. May their souls rest in perfect peace. I am glad to report that currently we do not have any critical or severe cases. In general, since the first case was confirmed in our country on 12 March 2020, there have been 171,738 positive cases from 2,538,198 tests. You would recall that we started the COVID vaccination campaign in March 2021, and as at 25th May 2023, 25,170,382 vaccine doses have been administered. There are 10,566,420 fully vaccinated people. That is 52.7% out of the 20 million target we had set, with 4,599,883 persons having received booster doses. In the light of these facts, the COVID-19 task force, which I chair, met on 17th May and took some far-reaching decisions on the measures we have put in place for the management of the pandemic, which were announced by the Ghana Health Service on 19th May. The most important of these decisions was that the COVID-19 pandemic was over in Ghana. Thus, all the outstanding COVID-induced restrictions at our airports and all entry points have been lifted, and we are back to the pre-COVID situation as far as health entry requirements are concerned. It will be recalled that 3 years ago, we started with drastic measures and restrictions. The international airport was shut for months, and our land borders were closed to human traffic for almost 3 years. The hospitality industry was devastated. Hotels and restaurants and other social gathering places were shut down. Schools and universities and training institutions were shut down. Indeed, our world was turned upside down. That culturally defining Ghanaian symbol, the handshake, was prohibited and frowned upon, and we were advised not to hug our children and our loved ones. Churches, mosques, and other places of worship were closed for months, and our beaches remained emptied of human activity. Fellow Ghanaians, even our funerals, that sacred Ghanaian ritual, were stopped, and then attempts were made to change the tone and character of the funeral with the imposition of restrictions on how many can attend or be fed at the ceremony. Fellow Ghanaians, throughout these trying times, I kept urging all of you to believe that this too shall pass. Dare I say that this too has passed. The emergency is over, and we can safely lift many of the oppressive restrictions we've had to endure. We can shake hands, we can hug, we can visit, and we no longer have to wear masks. But it is strongly recommended that we keep some of the measures imposed during the crisis and integrate them into our everyday lives, because they have served us well and will continue to serve us well. I urge you all to continue with the regular hand washing and other personal hygiene measures so they become entrenched national habits. Who
will be talking to today?
Today we have 3 guests.
Okay. And the discussion is definitely on technology in education. We'll focus on an angle. Education is big this week. There's a lot of conversations about the
government making promises.
Yes, the laptop issue, the one laptop, one student thing.
Yeah, so like I said, we have 3 very interesting guests. Frida Yorsin of the Africa Center for Economic Transformation.
Asset.
Yeah, we've got Dario Bianchi, or Bianchi, Chief Digital Officer at MTN Ghana. And then we have Safi Naje, who's Senior Programs Officer and head of HR at Sendlos.
What are you guys talking about?
And then Tyron Edum-Fum, Executive Director, Girl Code Africa. So today, we are having a very interesting conversation on widening access to ICT infrastructure and connectivity skills.
Maybe you should discuss the one student, one laptop. Yesterday, I went to my former school to speak. And, you know, Sky.
Which of them?
Presec. Presec. I was there in the evening for their SLC week event. Charlie, the number of I think we need to have a conversation about just supporting our schools. You know, I don't even think it's even a free SHS argument anymore. Because even if there was no free SHS, right, you will still have all those people wanting to go to school. So the question is, how come we didn't build more schools? Because there are WASI candidates for this year. Guess how many students will write WASI in Presec?
That'll be around
1,747.
1,747.
Yeah.
Almost 1,800.
When I was in the school, the whole school was not up to 1,002.
Wow.
When I was there 25 years ago. So it's a serious situation. And we did this evening service in front of the assembly hall because we couldn't do it in assembly hall. So they had to bring chairs. They are plastic. They had to bring chairs from the classroom as well. You know, it's serious.
And are the dormitories accommodating them?
I don't know because the dorm I slept in was very small, and
it's not.
They had, I think, when I was there, they had house 8. Now they have, I think, 2 or 3 more houses. So it's a pretty, like, one of the things I was thinking about is as I was speaking, there were students so far as my eye could see. So I was wondering, so if this guy decides I even come for service, how will you know? You know, if he will leave the school in 3 years and not even know who his mates are, because there are so many. You know, in my time, I can say I know almost all my mates. But if you have 1,700 mates, there's no way you're going to know them. And then the school too has a less time to go through you. So what I think we should do is, as a country, we need to strategize on what we want to do. Do we want to say we want to have more day schools so that as many possible people will go to school but don't have to be in boarding? Are we going to say we're going to do some quick building of new dorms for all the schools? So you pick the top 200 schools and say each school, like as the vice president is saying, one student, one laptop. Somebody can also say one secondary school, one new dormitory. That will go a long way, right? If every secondary school has one new dormitory, why not? That could be another way of doing it. Or you could say you're going to build 3 new day schools and attach it to a boarding school. So Presec will have Presec Day on some land. You know, and the other question is teachers, right? So I was thinking about science. When I was in Presec, there was science. So let me just tell how it was. A1, general arts, geog econs maths. A2, geog econs maths. That was my class. Then A3, literature, government, and history. Then B1, business. B2, business. Then C, agric. This is 98. D, I think, was visual arts. All right. Then E, science. Science 1. F, science 2, G, science 3, H, science 4. So you had 2 science classes which are biology, and then 2 science classes which are math. So you had 4 science classes. And Presec was like the main science school. So you have 4. So it's the only school, at least, that has more science streams, right? So you have 4 science streams for my class, 2 art streams. If you go to Motown, I think they have more arts. Good. Do you know how many science classes there are in the school now?
27.
24.
Are you serious?
I was asking somebody in Accra said they said they are general arts. They have like 12. Wow. I think business or general arts, they have 12.
Yeah.
So B, I think A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8, A9.
Yes.
So Presec science, you can't even use that. You can't even use the alphabet. So you can't use, A, B, C, D. You can't use, if you start A, you end at 26. So you have to do, maybe you have Form 1, S1, S2, S3, up to S24.
Wow. That's serious.
I think even 3,000 will be struggling.
Oh, yeah.
The numbers will just be crazy.
That's right.
You know?
Crazy.
So I'm just saying to Ghanaians that one of the things we have to think about collectively going forward is, what do we do about secondary schools? For me, I think the discussion about whether we need, and I think Kwame Pianim's point is also true in a sense that, you know what? This is not the time to say you are reviewing free SHS. It's the horse is already bolted. So we are going to have all our secondary school children, they will go to school. It's good. The question is, how do we make it better? All right. So if that is review, fine. But the question is, how do we make it better for our SHS students to get better education? So are we saying, for example, a crash program of training more teachers. Because if each school gets 10 more teachers, that's a start, right? So you need teachers, you need textbooks, you need classrooms, you need dormitories. Which is the most important? I think teachers. Because you can make students be home and still have teachers. You have more teachers because we have 24 science streams and I'm teaching biology. I can't teach 24 classes biology. So maybe there could be 4 biology teachers. You get it? So just for bio, in our time, you had geography, we had 3. Okay, Mr. Ochiri, Mr. Kote, Patiasan, and I think there was one more. I forget the name, 4. And we are just 2 arts classes. We have 4 physical geography, human geography, and then cartography and mapping, right? Now, if you have 10 geography classes, those 4 teachers cannot teach. So you probably need like so many teachers, and you also need teaching assistants. So you probably get graduates who will do 1 year teaching practice to help the teachers. So we need a radical approach. Maybe tonight I'll discuss it on the point of view. I don't know. We need a radical solution to the education question in our schools. Yeah. And one of the things I want to do is to create a platform for ideas around how to make SHS more sustainable. I think we need that. We need to bring NAGRA, so we can say, look, going forward, how do we make sure our secondary schools get quality education? Because as I keep telling you, the private schools that our kids are in, some of the classes are like 20, 10, 12. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at the charge, I was discussing with a friend this weekend about the school fees of some of the schools. You know, so like somebody's at Christian High. I'm not picking on them.
Oh, sure.
Like Sky. If you look at the amount of money they pay for school fees, that money that you pay in Christian, you can feed the whole. You can feed first school for one boys without that money. Well, I'm like, think about it though. Like, I don't pick a good private school in Ghana where their kids are doing like the British system. It's like people are paying in excess of 70,000 cedis a term. All right. So if you take what the person is paying in a year, and then you come to somebody in Presec, okay, and they are not paying fees, and then they are all going to compete in the same marketplace.
But for me, I get your concern, but what is even more worrying for me is, see, there are significant gaps. Mm-hmm. You are even more concerned about the senior high schools. I'm concerned about the basic. So, for instance, we are according to the vice president, the minister has told him they are bringing laptops or some solar powered whatever. Mm-hmm. The kids are moving from not having used laptops ever in their lives at the basic school. Mm-hmm. We've seen the implements that some of the kids use to learn about IT and whatnot, to suddenly becoming masters of laptops that they are going to use, where internet, we don't even know the internet penetration in secondary schools as we speak now. We do not know whether it is going to be student-specific or class-specific, as in, can I take the laptop to my room, my dorm, and
use leave it in the school,
or I'll leave it in the class when I'm leaving? What exactly? So does that mean every year we are going to get a new laptop for every student who comes in? Mm-hmm. You know, these are conversations we need to have. And yes, I need the parents out there whose children attend public schools to answer this for me. Is it normal that public schools close at 5 p.m.?
And now they close at 5?
Leonard.
Why?
I did not... I don't know.
5 p.m.?
They close at 5 p.m.
Are you sure they're not running streams?
No, I don't know. A basic school level public school?
Yeah.
So, because, I was at the program at Nansoma recently.
Aren't you supposed... The shift system is supposed to have stopped?
No, they're still running.
It depends, because, I was in Dansoma last month to do a program on reading. And then we had Dansoma 1 and 2. After Dansoma, it's up to 6.
Yes. We have Dansoma 1 and 2. We have...
they have up to 6.
Yeah, they are different.
And what I'm saying is that Medina doesn't even have 6. No, Medina, we have 1, 2, 3.
But they're on the same compound.
Yeah, but how do you have 6?
They're on the same compound. And then there's AME Zion in Charlotte.
Yeah, so if you have Dansoman 6, if they say 1, you know what it means. So LA1, LA2, LA3. So if you have up to 6, maybe they don't have space, so they have to do. I don't know. I don't.
Because the last time I was.
Yeah, that's why I also don't want.
No, but I don't. I'm not. I don't think they go to school in the morning and close at 5.
No, just last week.
I think they go for afternoon.
Just last week, I
don't think so.
You are around
Osu. I saw some, school students coming like around 1ish thereabout.
Yeah.
So I asked them, why is it that it's too early? Or just after.
Where is it going?
They said they had closed and that they were in a morning shift. This was around Osu,
So it means that they still do the shift system.
Yeah, that's right.
But the reason I raise all of that, I'm coming back to the secondary school, and this is just an opening plug before I go into anything. So when I went to secondary school yesterday, my school, a lot of thoughts go through my mind. 5,000 students. Okay. Now take a typical mixed school, a girls' school. Okay. Now I don't think any of the schools have increased infrastructure by that level of. If we had 8 houses, maybe at 10 or 12, right? If you have 2,000 girls in a school of different levels of affordability, and because we are talking about menstrual health, I actually think this should be a national policy.
Yep.
To scrap. In fact, I'm told there's a company in Ghana that makes sanitary pads. I don't know how big they are and whether they can supply to all the schools in Ghana. Okay, somebody was telling me. Let me just get the name quickly. He says,
so many companies.
Bernard,
is one.
He says, Bernard, there's a company called Sunda just a minute. There's a company called Sunda FM Ghana at Wager. I will send you their current install capacity. They produce baby diapers as well. You say which other one does it? I don't know. So what I need to understand is that are the taxes on the sanitary pad meant to protect the local industry, or they are just in revenue? You get it? If like we had a lot of companies producing sanitary pads in Ghana that we feel we want to protect, then we can place the taxes on the imports. But if you are trying to solve a basic hygiene problem, I don't see how you put 12 taxes on a sanitary pad. So Ministry of Finance, what's the policy reasoning behind the tax on sanitary pad? Parliament can also help because they are the guys who passed the bill. Was it for local protection or is this just revenue? We need to understand this point.
I think this is largely a nuisance tax because you remember that at some point we had taxes on condoms when we said we're fighting HIV and then also dealing with issues of what you call teenage pregnancy and related issues. So I have always held a view that my days in Parliament, interviewing members of Parliament, especially the female ones, they have always taken the view that the taxes must go. But for some reason, government sees this space as one area of making money. And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Especially as we do know that in many parts and many communities of this country, many families cannot afford sanitary pads for their female,
but they are girls.
What it means then is that when it comes to that time of the month, they are not able to go to school.
Yeah.
And when that happens, their studies are affected, performance is affected. Some even stay away from school altogether. Because I remember that, those days when we were in primary school, JSS, you had situations where some girls would come to school and then for some reason the thing just comes. And then you have, boys laughing at them and all of that. And the shame that it brings.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just go home and never return to the classroom.
Yeah.
So if a government is really committed to this idea of female empowerment and sees education as the way to make it happen, please.
Yeah. And
we need to actually...
It's also an opportunity for innovation from the local companies because if you're going to produce it cheap, I'm told, for example, there's a company in the Volta region that produces reusable parts for 90 pesos.
90 pesos.
Which lasts for a year and a half. They use local materials and employ single mothers to do the sewing of the parts. They have standardization from the GSE. If only they could get support, at least from, if they could get some support, it will help them to sort out at the rural level. Because, look, I feel like you can even make it part of the package you give if you can.
Yeah. Right. It can be done. It can be done. The government should be innovative. Think through the problem.
And there are some companies, I know some of them in Kumasi and things. Some people in Accra, for example, who are also, in the space of producing reusable sanitary pads. Of course, all in a bit to create sustainability and all that. Yeah.
All right. So much happening on the show this morning. And by the way, the people I met yesterday, they were only Form 2s and Form 3s.
Okay, so it means that the full one.
It's good like 10,000.
The dining hall, the assembly hall is big, but we didn't. So we used the lobby of the assembly hall as the stage, and then I saw about 18, 18 columns of 7 seats each, from right to left. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost like 12 or 15. And then it stretches all the way to the road, from the assembly hall to the road. By my calculation, I had like 3,500 students listening to me yesterday, and Form 1s are not part. So if I add the Form 1s, it's 5K.
But I guess the upside is their year group projects will be very successful
because
they graduate.
The point is that
No, you don't get what I'm saying.
You know what happened?
There are plenty.
You know what happened? The way you are committed to Prempeh because you are not many, and there's a brother feeling. That thing is lost. And for me, I think one of the things we can do is to decongest our senior high schools, either by saying, let's make majority of them day students, or let's get 2 or 3 new schools per district or something. So, like you can say, a big plan is to if you build 3 secondary schools per region. Not per district.
Yeah, but that was a brilliant plan that was brought into place by the Mahama administration with the...
That's the day school.
The day school,
The
yes.
day
That's
school,
right.
yes,
The
the
whole
day school,
idea
the day
was
school,
to
yes.
ensure that
Yes.
people did not necessarily move from their
Yeah.
respective constituencies all the
Yeah.
way to the bigger cities in search for education. It was brilliantly executed, but there were also challenges with it. In some cases where schools were built in places that were really not accessible.
Yeah.
And then also the
Yeah.
government coming into office after Mahama left hasn't done so much. You look at what happened in the Aplao area, for instance. The chief had to come out to speak about, the neglect of that project before eventually we, the community people, decided we were going to put money behind it, we contributed to finish it. So it's a good thing. We can decongest, but it means that government would have to invest a lot more in infrastructure.
I actually think that this is a problem that Free SHS has just unveiled. I don't even think Free SHS is what caused it, because you see, if you have the number of teenagers we have in Ghana today, if you didn't have Free SHS, it means that some of them will not even be going to school.
Yeah.
Okay, so to have them in a school is a good start, but the question is, how do you make sure they get a good education? The solution is not to say, let's not do Free SHS, that they should stay home.
No.
You could also say, let's find a mixture of policies, and politicians will tell you that once MPP has brought Free SHS, unless they are the same people who say they will cancel it, nobody else can touch it.
You need to target.
Do you get it?
Targeting.
So the only government that can say they will stop Free SHS is MPP. Do you get my point? If NDC comes to stop Free SHS, it becomes a propaganda issue.
They need to target. The targeting must happen.
They will not do it.
They have to do it. If they don't do it, we will collapse this country.
They will not, because you see, in Ghana, the politics runs. So, like, the reasoning, the calculation is that, okay, let's assume MDC wins 2024. And then John Mahama says, I want to review Free SHS to... I mean, it's unheard of.
He wants to review it
pragmatic thing to do.
No, he won't do
And
it.
how will
His
we
advisors will tell him that if he does it, it will affect him politically.
Electorally.
So he should continue to do it.
No, you see,
But that review
who are the
doesn't...
people we are targeting? Are we talking about the poorest of the poor, or people who can afford it?
That's why maybe this show is important. Public discourse in this studio is not the same as public discourse everywhere. The reasoning is that NDC for Abe G Free SHS, no, whatever, they won't do it.
That would be a very...
Now, that's why I was at the program and somebody said the best people to review Free SHS will be MPP. If MPP says, you know what, we've done Free SHS for 4 years. Having done it for 4 years, we've learned this lesson. So we are going to do A, B, C, D. That one is the policy that they brought. That's their bragging right. So they themselves, because they've already done campaign and said, NDC said they'll come and cancel Free SHS. So you think NDC will come in? They won't touch it.
You see,
They have to.
They will not.
But the
They
point
have
is
to.
that...
If the time comes,
as we are speaking, I'm sure the people who write
you have to be
the
robust.
manifestos of the political parties, apart from maybe CPP and maybe PPP, the 2 leading parties, I don't think they will dare to say that.
So are you saying that they'll leave
I
it
want-
as it is
They will.
and not fine tune it so it
They
works better?
will do. What they will do is that they'll probably try and get more
Dedicate
infrastructure,
more money.
try and get more money. They'll get more funding sources. They'll probably get more teachers. And you see what's going to happen is that they'll keep it free, and that keeping it free is what keeps the quality also low, because we compare it to all the private schools and what we are paying. And the kinds
you
of
you said to make this policy better, we need a mix of things. So it's not unidirectional. It's not this one sole thing. So clearly, you see, in keeping it free, you make a point that you dilute the quality.
Yes,
right?
if you keep it free, you dilute the quality because the schools don't have enough resources I mean, look, they've not paid.
Sky talks about
food
targeting.
suppliers.
So maybe what can happen is you look at it again and see the policy has to run, but it has to benefit those who are actually in that state that they can't afford.
But how do you know
not
them?
mass everybody.
The problem
we are doing leap in this.
The problem in Ghana is that
we're doing leap.
We don't have a proper
That is
system.
true.
You see, Sky, we don't know. You see, one of the things I like about advanced societies is that they can account for you.
Yes.
You enter China as a student from Ghana to do a master's degree. Your name is Godfrey Akoto-Boafo. You were born in 19 whatever. They know you. They know your social security number. They know where you live. They have a record of a lot of things you do. So if you have 2 kids and you say your child cannot afford secondary education, there's a way they can tell. Now, in Ghana, we don't know where the people even live. Most of the people, we don't know where they even sleep. We don't even know, a lot of them don't even have national proper ID systems.
They are working on that.
Okay, so until you get a proper ID system,
Which is being
which
worked on.
which has like Rich's Sky, date of birth, where he's lived, employment status, SNIT number, then they can profile you. Now, even that, the other problem in Ghana is lack of honesty. All right, so Sky is earning 6,000 cedis a month. He can afford secondary education. But he says, Nathan is earning 8,000. Nathan's child is going for preserve for free. So why should I pay? So there's a conversation to be had about how to streamline this issue of who can afford it. Every scholarship has been abused. Cocoa Boss scholarships don't go to Cocoa people. So Ghanaians don't even trust. School feeding is being done by political party people. So they'll just do the quotas for their party members. So if they said free SHS quota, 30%, NDC and MPP will share it for their people. So we need a conversation about the systems and then the morals. The system has to do national ID, identification, like the thing they are doing with the digital ID thing. Then addition to that, people must be honest. Because people want to look, scholarships. Go to Scholarship Secretariat. They are giving scholarships to their relatives to go and study useless courses abroad. And there are people who need scholarships to go to Legon, they can't get. I manage a scholarship at Citi. I know this because there are people who go to government for scholarship. They are paying for programs at universities abroad. And you have to pay to get a scholarship. So if you can't manage scholarship for 30,000 people, how can you manage means testing for free SHS? You can't. Because the system, the people who run the system, they are not committed to making it work. They are just interested in using it to promote their own personal agenda. Which is why you can't have a conversation about technology without having a conversation about values. All right? A society that cannot be honest with itself, you cannot implement anything. So this free SHS thing, you say Mahama said he will change it.
Yeah, that's right.
He will do what?
Yes, he said that the story, as far back as 2019, is quoted by the Graphic Online as saying that he will review it within 90 days.
So he says he reviewed it.
Yeah, that's right. Within 90 days in office. The story says former President John Dramani Mahama has retweeted that he will review the Akufo-Addo-led administration's flagship free senior high school policy within his first 90 days in office if elected in the 2020.
We need to also ask the other parties what they are planning. So, for example, MPP, they've picked their forms. I think journalists, one of the questions we need to ask directly to all of them when they come for interviews, what is your plan for free SHS? So, Baumia, what's your plan for free SHS? Beyond the one laptop thing, what is your real plan? What is your assessment of free SHS? You know, it's very important. Alan, what's your thinking about free? Because if we don't get them to think through it now,
there'll be a problem.
There'll be a problem. Yeah. So I actually think we need to, because what I've heard JM say is that he's going to add private schools to it too. That's what I heard. I don't know what you heard.
Well, he actually, the story basically talks about reviewing it to make it sustainable.
But what are the details of the review?
Okay, well, those are, there are some...
Is there like some review committee?
I suspect that he'll put together experts to actually look at the way to do
If I had my way, you know, politics destroys things. If I had my way, the country should even have a group of people who would think through free SHS and come up with recommendations for all of us. Let's not, because like where we've gotten to now, it's not even an MPP or NDC problem. It's a national problem. Yeah. There should be a system where you can say, after a committee involving parliament, involving education, academia, whatever came together, I said, these are the top 10 things we do at free SHS. Then we all just implement it. Because see, as soon as it becomes part of the political football, reason is put aside. The reason I said NDC cannot stop it is because of politics. If they stop it, it will affect them electorally. Because MPP will use it.
Yeah, but Ghanaians must also be honest to know that this thing is a problem.
Which Ghanaians?
The Ghanaian, you and I.
You and I, we take our children to private schools. Huh? The people whose children are there, they don't think about it the same way you are thinking about it. Because for some of them, their kids wouldn't have gone to school if they didn't have free SHS. Yes, there are some who are there who don't like the way it's crowded the schools. So you have to find a way of discerning what even the Ghanaian thinks about free SHS. It's not as simple as that. Most of the panels I moderate, we are middle class people. Free SHS. And when I ask, how many of you have children in secondary schools? Maybe 2/5. A lot of them, their kids are in private schools. You get it? So the politician's calculation is that majority of parents have their kids in this system. If I stop it, I'll lose votes. You get it? If I stop it out, so I can't stop it. Now, if you can't stop, what do you do to sustain it? You are in an IMF program. You don't have money. IMF says review it, or at least they are saying it's not sustainable. But you know that politically you can't do it. Your oil resources your oil revenue is coming down. You don't have any. That's why they are taxing everybody to death. You know, it's a problem. It's part of the way you see when politics drive decision making. Like again, this one laptop thing. It has to be thought through better. You see, it's like, oh, I want to give one laptop to a student. It's a great idea. It sells easily. We don't want that type of thing.
Audit of the first.
Good point.
Was there an audit? And where is the report?
What are the gaps?
Recommendations?
Before you go and recommend one laptop, because it makes for good. You get me? So I am saying that again, when I meet Baumi, I'm going to ask him, how do you link the one laptop thing to the overall? Have you done the calculation? Have you done the means testing? My child has a laptop. He doesn't need your laptop. Okay? You don't want to repeat the free SHS problem and create a procurement economy for somebody to go and bring some 2x4 laptops and make money. So we are not going to allow this type of just blanket. If you are going to use laptops for students, you must target it well. Okay? Don't just create another opportunity for confusion. All right? And if we don't nip it in the bud in the election cycle now,
you create problems in the future.
In the meantime, everybody's looking for that one thing that pushes them to bring out the best and enables them to reach peak performance. Your car wants this too. That's why your best bet is to give it Shell Helix engine oil, specially designed to bring out the best in your engine, protecting it from wear and tear while providing the quality and performance needed to give you the best ride every time. Visit your local Shell station today and experience the difference for yourself. Can you really call it savings or investment if all you keep doing is paying charges on the account? At Bayport, we believe an investment account should make you more money. That's why our fixed deposit has the best preferred choice for most Ghanaians over the past 20 years. Convenience and peace of mind are redefined as you enjoy the guaranteed maximum returns on every CD invested in us. Call 0302 745 745. Bayport, your future now. Blue Pay allows you to receive cash instantly from your customers. You only dial their phone number and the amount they owe. They'll receive the Blue Pay prompt and their phones and enter their PIN. Or your customer can slot their bank card into your Blue Pay POS and enter their PIN. Call or WhatsApp 054 72 20 200. That's 054 722 054 722 0200. Or visit bluepay.com to register and get Blue Pay for your business. Blue Pay never misses a sale. And Easter is gone, but Republic Bank says the spending can continue with our fantastic 4 credit cards. Enjoy great discounts from our partner merchants, cashback rewards, global concierge services, and more. You can even win a 2-day staycation at Aqua Safari and other amazing prizes in the Tap for Easter and Beyond credit card promo. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we are the one for you. 2 minutes past 8, tech and social media trends next, brought to us by Vodafone. We are just announcing for the final week that if you don't do it by the close of tomorrow, that's it. Re-register your SIM card, dial *404#, follow the prompts to complete phase 1 of the process. Visit your nearest Vodafone retail center or agent to complete the re-registration exercise. For more information, send SMS to 655 on Vodafone. And in celebrating motherhood, FBN invites you, a female entrepreneur and professional, to sign up for the First Gem account designed for women aged 18 and above. Do you prefer a personal savings or current First Gem account, or you look to open a First Gem entrepreneur account? Call 059 69 21 921. Visit FBN branch or go to fbnbankghana.com for more information. Nathan will bring us the segment right away.
Yeah, it's a sport heavy trend list there. Kamaldeen Suleimana is trending. Scored twice
in a meaningless game.
In a dead run.
Let Liverpool win the game and not to score 2 goals. It was flipping like some attorney.
Yeah, I was happy he was doing somersaults. I love it when players celebrate like that. Matip is trending. Harry Maguire is trending. Pastor Fred trending. Harry Kane trending.
Pastor Fred?
Yes, so that's Man United's Fred. That's
not Fred McDavis.
No, not Fred McDavis.
Oh, Father Bernard.
Oh, Father Bernard.
Who is this Father Bernard? I have friends who now, when they text me, they say they call me Father Bernard. Father Bernard?
Okay, so a few months ago, this said Father Bernard passed on. He's a Catholic priest, I believe.
Okay.
Passed on somewhere in the central region.
Okay.
Now, at his burial at the cemetery, just when the casket was being lowered, there was this woman who was overcome by grief.
Okay.
And then said Father Bernard and hopped into the grave that had been dug out.
Wants to join him there.
Yes. So apparently Father Bernard was really nice to her and all of that. So.
But aren't they supposed to be celibate?
But he was really nice to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it was nice to her.
That's nice.
Because the way that is trending is disturbing me. People I'm chopping stray bullets.
And so all of a sudden it became like, so the way the woman yelled, Father Bernard. So it became like,
I said, hey, Father Bernard.
Yeah, so it became a meme. So if somebody slips on social, somebody drops, they put that line up beneath the video.
Some people WhatsApp is, hey, Father Bernard, how are you? I said, why are you calling me Father Bernard?
Anyway, fellow Ghanaians is also trending, obviously from last.
Is fellow Ghanaians back for every week or just?
No, I think from what you said.
Yeah, I think it was to close out.
If I become more often, if I come.
I think it was to close out
the IMF program. Yeah. We need fellow Ghanaians every
These days
week.
they don't even do the meet the press thing for the Flagstaff House. You know, the thing that
they do that information ministry.
No. For to ask the president questions.
No, we want him to do the fellow Ghanaians on economy.
Maybe when he's leaving, he'll do a closeout.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, to some news, tech news, and Twitter has pulled out of the European Union's voluntary code to fight dissemination. That's according to the EU. Now, Thierry Breton, who is the EU's internal market commissioner, announced the news on Twitter, but warned the firm new laws would force compliance. Now, Twitter will be legally required to fight disinformation in the EU from August 25, he said, and he added, quote, our teams will be ready for enforcement, end quote. Twitter has not confirmed its stance on the code or responded to a request for comment. So that's the lowdown. Twitter is being asked to sign up to this. Say, hey, they want to do their own thing.
That was tech and social media trends.
One day, an old lady inherited a huge sum of money. Her family worried about how to break the good news to her. They feared that the sudden good news might give her a heart attack. And so they decided the family doctor who was experienced in delivering such news should be the one to tell her. And when he did, surprisingly, she just smiled. Relieved, he asked, what are you going to do with all that money? She replied, I'm going to give you half. The doctor had a heart attack. People are often surprised when we put them first. At FBN Bank, that's what we do. We put you first. Open an account with us today and enjoy mobile banking, USSD banking, shop and pay with our prepaid Visa cards, MasterCard, and many other services designed with you in mind. FBN Bank, you first.
Make I tell you, you go lose your Vodafone number permanently if you no go complete your SIM card re-registration. National Communications Authority, they disconnect all numbers where they no register by 31st May. This means say your own number go make yawa. If you want re-register your Vodafone SIM card, make you just dial *404#. Then follow the prompt, make you complete the phase 1 of the process. Again, you go fit go any Vodafone retail center or any agent, then complete the re-registration process. Can I say you go plus your Ghana card and your GPS code? You no be so stress. Make you re-register now for free 4GB data plus 100 minutes talk time. In case you didn't hear more info, send SMS to 655 on Vodafone.
Vodafone, further together. Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
I've got Bell back and I won't let go.
My name is Nana McBrown. Many people think I get what I want anytime because I am popular. No, that is not true. It is because me and Kasano, I like the best. And when I find it, I stick to it. I have found Bell Pack Tea Roll and I'm stuck with it. It is soft but not weak, strong but not hard. It is just perfect. Bell Pack Tea Roll is smooth and gentle on the skin. Same as Bell Pack Kitchen Towel. It cleans in one wipe. You can soak, squeeze, and clean again. One Bell Pack Kitchen Towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today and experience the perfect paper tissue. Say here pocket tissue, table napkins, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Paper chow. Bell Pack is simply the best. Bell Pack, just perfect.
To be a Bell Pack distributor, call 055-11-44400. Another quality product from Bell Aqua.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack.
If you're a whiz kid that collects straight A's in your sleep, a brainy brains that aces quizzes without even trying, or a clever clogs that knows just about everything, then there's one or more battle you have to win. The Literacy Challenge, the nationwide search for the best junior high student.
Unstable power voltage remains a costly and real danger to your electrical and electronic devices. But have no fear. SolarTech, your tried and trusted brand, is your total solution to all power problems and fully protects your valuable equipment. However, some unscrupulous people are selling fake power protection products branded as SolarTech. Beware of these imitations and fake SolarTech products in town, because they will fail you and cause major damage to your appliances. You might even lose your home to fire outbreaks. You can be at the wrong side of the law by dealing in and selling fake SolarTech products. Beware of counterfeit SolarTech products. Get your genuine SolarTech products today at our Abelempe office and all our authorized dealers across the country. Contact us at number 10 UR Street, Abelempe, or call 0302-761-450 or 0302-775106.
SolarTech, the power to protect.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying. One love. Hear the children crying. One heart. Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let
them I'll pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really love to ask. Is there
Time check is 40 minutes past 8. A few more birthdays.
Yes, Bernard. I guess you will leave the leader.
No, we want to wish happy birthday to the MP for Futu and the Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Alexander. What's his middle name? Kwamena Afenyo Marking. You know, I was just talking to a few friends from St. Augustine. He actually finished St. Augustine in 97. So he's just a year ahead of me in secondary school. He's done so well for himself as a member of parliament, as a member of the majority. And so Saturday was his birthday. He shares a birthday with Fred Tete Jabano. So he's part of the May clan. So this morning we want to wish Honorable Alexander Afenyo Marking a very, very big apsonic happy birthday.
Thank you.
A very apsonic.
Thank you.
Appointing cracker.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. St. Augustine's boys like drinking goat lice soup. Why? It's a specialty only they understand. I don't know why they love goat lice soup. So I wish him a goatish, a spicy goat lice soup.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Yes. Big man.
Yes. He's a former, member of the Buckingham, class. Yes. Bishop's Court, Bradford,
He's a member of your very. That you are one association.
What's the name of the association?
Ubusogu. You be so good.
Yeah.
It's
a very,
you know what Sky did? He created an awam association and then he put high-ranking Ghanaian officials on the board of trustees to legitimize his illegality. And he managed to convince. When the vice president went to give a lecture at the school, then Sky managed to smuggle the vice president. He said, I want you to pass through this room. Before he knew, he was launching
Ubusogum.
Let me review this story today. The vice president was the guest of honor. They have this distinguished speaker series they do where former alumni of the school will come and speak. So he was the special guest. I think it's 2018.
Yeah.
So Dr. Bamia goes to speak, and then Sky says, by the way, you have to pass through this. The man entered the room. Sky says, by the way, you are launching. You are relaunching Ubusoga, of which I'm the president.
You are not correct too. This thing was properly done.
He got the vice president to endorse.
Finish.
He's roping Afenyo Marking into this illegality. Ubusoga.
Tell it.
No, it's Ubusogu.
Ubusogu.
Now I hope. What is it? I hope he's still running.
He's still running.
He's the current president.
I
did hold election.
For the last time.
All right, we have a surprise guest on the show today.
Yes.
He's okay. Let me ask listeners to guess which random Black Stars player would they think would join the show?
Join us this morning.
And let me give you a hint.
Don't give any. If you give the hint,
you're shorting the list.
That's it. So it's okay.
Let
to the World Cup.
Yeah, okay. The Black Star player went to the World Cup.
Listeners, which random Black Stars player will be joining us this morning on the
breakfast? But let's give them two.
Hint. He played at this year's World Cup. End of story.
Shouldn't we add the league he plays?
No.
Oh, let's add the
No.
Okay, no, let's add
the league.
No.
Okay, he plays in the Premier League.
So a Black Stars player who plays in the Premier League, who plays in the World Cup.
Yes.
Which of them?
The list is very short.
No, it's fine.
So just give me your first guess, not you, the listener. So just tell me who you think.
But that's 5 names, so it's not that short.
So
we have a lot of we have
Kamal Dean is in England.
We have 2 Southampton players. We have 2
Southampton players.
We have one Crystal Palace player.
Yes, one at Arsenal.
We have an Arsenal player.
Nottingham Forest.
We have a Nottingham
Brighton
Forest.
and Hove Albion.
We have Brighton. I thought we had 2 Crystal Palace. No.
Jeff Schlupp
didn't play.
Yeah.
So the Black Stars players who play in England, who went to the World Cup, are Jordan for Crystal Palace. Andre for Nottingham Forest.
Thomas Partey
for Arsenal.
Tariq Lamptey
for Brighton.
And then have I missed somebody?
Leicester. Daniel Amate.
Daniel Amate.
And then Kamal Dean and
Salisu. So we're asking.
We have a strong representation there.
So listeners, who do you think is joining us this morning
on the breakfast show?
To wrap up how Liverpool ended up playing 4-4.
In the meantime, a few quick announcements.
Yes, Bell Pack paper tissue is one of the best things you can get for yourself. Bell Pack has materials that are soft but not weak, strong but not hard, just perfect. If you want to be a distributor, call 0551 144 400. Bell Pack is another quality product from Belacqua. Now, play with the champions. Enjoy Ghana's best betting experience with the biggest odds for sportsbook, casino, virtuals, jackpot, and aviator. Just get to play on Betika today. Just dial *263# to deposit, bet, and withdraw with no wahala. Betika, home of champions. Remember, gaming can be addictive, so play responsibly. Now, Wednesday, May 31 is the deadline on which all VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy registered businesses should file their tax returns for April 2023. Now, this coming from the GRE. Now, GRE says file your VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy, and CST returns early and avoid the payment of penalties. You are encouraged to file your returns online via taxpayersportal.com, and you can also use the code *222#. Remember to submit the April 2023 returns not later than Wednesday, May 31, which is the last working day of the month. Now, are you looking for a bank that understands you and puts your financial needs first? Don't look too far. Zenith Bank is your bank of choice, and they've got tailor-made products just for you. Get in touch with Zenith Bank on 0302 680 884 or 0307 086 370, or send an email at info@zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
All right, a couple of things to just remind you of. EdTech Monday is coming your way this morning at 9 o'clock. Nathan Kwa will be hosting 4 distinguished minds. And this morning, the subject matter for discussion is what?
Widening access to ICT infrastructure and connectivity skills.
Now, EdTech Monday builds on a foundation, the Young Africa Work Strategy for the MasterCard Foundation played. And every Monday, first Monday or last Monday of the month, we bring you a conversation.
I'd really love to ask.
All right. Quick happy birthday to Mrs. Veronica Nas Sakle Asari. May God continue to bless you from your husband, Maxwell, head of corporate banking, Zenith Bank. Now,
Max is my mate from secondary school.
Wonderful. I just wanted to say that somehow we had already leaked the interview because the online team had already put out a post.
Oh, it was
that we are going to. We are going to interview Tariq Lamptey. So the cat is out of the bag. It's out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag.
Let's get together to fight.
And watch out for the Citi Business Festival. It starts in exactly a week's time. We will be focusing on 4 key areas as we talk about making it Ghana in business. First week, we'll be looking at the digital economy. Second week, we'll be looking at SMEs. In our third week, we'll be looking at the retail markets. In our final week, we'll look at agri and agribusiness. And every Friday on the Business Festival this month of June, we'll be bringing you a conversation on personal finance, how to recover from the financial disaster that 2022 was. So that's happening every morning. Repeated at 6:30 on the radio. And there are special focuses programs on Ghanaian businesses for television as well. So that's coming your way starting Monday. So in exactly a week's time, the Citi Business Festival starts.
You see, people are very dishonest. If you saw the thing online, just say that.
Yeah, but they are not dishonest. You ask them to tell us.
We ask them.
And they know it from online, so they'll say it now. I mean, you can't.
Somebody says,
no, that thing. Apple has leaked. But they are just supplying the answer. I lost it.
Well, it's not their fault now. Special good morning to the Obin Dakuns, CEOs of Asides Bakery.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Let me say something. This morning, you know, during his breakfast, I said that my favorite meat pie had gone to 29 cedis.
Yes.
And I was worried about the kind of breakfast I'll have.
Yes.
Asida Bakery just drove into the studio with a lot of bread. They had butter bread, they had sugar bread,
brown
they
bread,
had brown bread, and they had wheat bread.
Wheat bread.
And they brought it like the way Jesus distributed the bread.
Thank you.
So, and the bread is good. We used to drink some malt. It was nice, and some tea. So we want to say a big thank you to Mrs. Mavis Obindaku.
That's right.
Thank you.
She's the CEO of Aseda's Bakery.
Thank you.
They bake nutritious and delicious cakes.
Thank you.
Omani, please don't give me a bill. Pastries.
Uh-huh.
And all kinds of bread for all events.
Thank you.
Now, they are behind Osophiaman Presby Primary School, Pokwase Maira. Is it Osophiaman? Osophiaman Presby Primary. They brought almost 20 loaves of bread.
Plenty.
So the way the bread is a lot, if I don't give them a mention, they will think I'm wicked.
It's actually 30 pieces.
Yes, 30 loaves of bread. The same number of silver that Judas used to describe.
Thank you.
To betray Jesus.
Yes.
30 pieces of silver. Now, so Mrs. Mavis Obindaku, may your bread company progress.
Thank you.
You know?
Amen and amen.
And
amen.
they are located at Osophiaman Presby Primary School, Pokwase Maira.
Thank you.
Do you know where that place is?
Yeah, that's right. It's on the the straight towards my.
But why do you call a place Maira?
Maira.
Do you know what it means?
Like
I'm lost.
Yeah.
So you go, you mean like you walk out, you lost.
You know those areas long ago.
But
nothing was happening there. You go there, you just get lost.
Talking about,
but those places are very developed now.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Too
very
many
developed.
people.
But talking about strangeness, Bernard, you lived in Medina. Why is there a place in Medina called Maya Hut?
Yeah, there was a chop bar there. Maya Hut. And in fact, Maya Hut, Jifago Mashi had a banku spot there many years ago. I used to patrol.
You mean Mamaga?
Yeah, she stopped. There was this banku joint
in the corner.
Yeah, at Maya Hut. They be Papa.
Brutal.
Maya Hut. In fact, her banku joint was next to the Maya Hut.
Thank you.
I think 2008, 2007.
Hey, we're going there.
I used to pass there for banku. Yeah, Maya Hut. Yeah, when you are hot, you don't waste time. All right, so we will be talking about a number of things in education, very, very important. And one of the things we want to do is to begin to assess political promises for their viability.
Efficacy.
We shouldn't let politics alone drive the campaign, if that makes sense. We need to make sure that the policies are properly calibrated. Looking at free SH as an issue. So we'll talk about that. Later on, Nathan will be talking about education with the EdTech team. And hopefully, the secondary schools and the basic schools listening will find more meaningful ways of integrating technology into their education. Very, very important part of the discussion as well. All right, let's read a few quick comments, Sky, on the subject we've been talking about.
Yeah, this one says, good morning, Bernard. Can you discuss how to identify persons who can pay in this country and exclude them from the free senior high school policy? There is currently no data in this country to determine the income levels of individuals to target appropriately. Any form of targeting now will affect the ordinary civil servants who are already burdened with taxes in this country. That's coming in from Martin from Kumasi. This one says, Ben, LEAP accounts for the pro-poor. There should be no stress to identify and target those who need free senior high school policy.
Okay.
This one says, hello, Bernard. You visited your alma mater, one of the best institutions currently with everything, and you are complaining. Try visit other schools and you will weep.
I'm not complaining for Presec. I'm complaining for secondary schools in Ghana.
That's right.
It's not because I'm saying Presec needs help.
Okay.
If the Presec has 5,000 students, imagine what other schools will be going through.
Exactly. Let me go to this other one. It says, Godfrey just spoke about what I was thinking about. Misplaced priorities in this country. Another thing I want you to discuss is the government textbooks for the core subjects for senior high schools. Try and get copies of each book and read. Seriously, it will be difficult to pass BEC even using them. The so-called past questions are actually the chief examiner's report of the various subjects. This is coming in from Ike in Kukrin to me. This one from Ni in Choco says that, good morning, Bernard and team. The things the government are introducing into schools are not the ones that will help the schools.
All those ideas are just to make money. Laptops for students when we cannot even feed them. The prices will be inflated and the excess money stashed for elections. That's what you are alleging me from Choco. This one said, Bernard, I'm a teacher in the central region. We close at 2:30 p.m. if there are no extra classes. This is coming in from Michael in the Wusu, talking about the shift matter. This one says, Bernard, the public basic primary schools are in shambles.
Oh, Charlie.
It is serious. That's coming in from Paul in Spectres. And this one says, Aloski, please note that even for the pre-sec numbers you saw yesterday, the Form 1s were not passed.
It's a serious issue.
They are home now. This one says, good morning to the team. This is Kingsley from Banchiase.
Oh.
Banchiase.
Banchiase.
Yeah, that's right. Under the cassava tree. Yeah, it says that kindly tell the vice president to equip the existing ICT centers in the various schools before talking about these laptops for students. Build new facilities where they are needed. Let's not create a new problem with this one student, one laptop thing. And just talking about education today, you know your man, Alex Marking, he's introduced some a Futu Teachers Day Award.
Hey, today's the Futu Teachers Day Award.
That's right. So he's doing that in the central region in his constituency, celebrating teachers and the students this morning.
Let's go back to the point about Pokwa. So the name of the town is Osofuaman.
Osofuaman.
That's what I'm being told. That the town or country of the Osofo. Apparently, the place is the first settling place of the Presbyterians in Accra.
Oh, okay.
Osofuaman. So it's not Osofiaman. I apologize for that. Thank you very much for that particular point. All right.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
1xBet Jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet.
Brighton and Hove Albion, Black Stars. Tariq Lamptey joins us wearing a nice African shirt. Good to see you, Tariq.
One has got style too.
Yeah.
What a style.
It's great to be here. It's great
No, it's
to be
good to
here.
have you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank
We've
you.
been
Very
looking
well.
forward to talking to you for like ages.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Since
it's
you
good to
decided
be
to play for the Black Stars. Some of us were actually praying you would say yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I appreciate the support, to be fair.
I don't know if you know how big the EPL is. It is absolutely massive.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, people say it's like one of the best leagues in the world, and I feel I'm blessed and privileged to be playing in that, and I know how much hard work it gets to get there. So,
But
yeah.
it's like you've risen so fast, because I think the first time we heard of you were playing for Chelsea.
The Chelsea
junior team.
Yes, the Chelsea Bees.
So this would be 6-7 years ago. Chelsea Bees. So were you born in London?
Yeah, I was born in London, but like you said, I've risen fast. But you know, throughout the years, you put in countless amount of time off the pitch, where people don't see the hard work, the sacrifices. Like obviously, you see it now, but we don't see what my parents had to sacrifice, what we had to sacrifice when we were younger. But we thank God we're in this position, and we are blessed every day.
So just tell me a bit about your upbringing in London. Are you the only child? Do you have other siblings?
Nah.
At what point did you enter sport?
I have 2 younger brothers and 1 older.
Okay.
And yeah, I love my family. And from a young age, I was playing football, just kicking around with my dad.
Okay.
He used to take me downstairs in the park, and we just used to enjoy the game.
Okay.
We just used to love it. I remember that. He might not be thanking me for saying this, but my first shirt was he dragged the Liverpool shirt on me.
He gave you a Liverpool shirt.
No, exactly. It wasn't my choice, but he dragged it on me.
I see.
But yeah, I remember the earliest of memory, just playing with him.
He's a man of vision.
Downstairs, just kicking ball,
Okay.
just enjoying it, and then you work your way through up.
But which part of London did you grow up in?
West London.
West London. Okay, so Chelsea was one of your local teams.
Yeah, Chelsea, QPR, Brentford, Fulham. Yeah.
Okay, Chelsea.
Fulham is
QPR.
just down the road from Chelsea.
Okay, so that's not far from. Okay, I know that place. So did you like play? So at what point did you enter Chelsea's junior team?
I think around the age of 8, 9, you go to like the local side.
Okay.
You play with your local teams, with your friends, having fun.
Okay.
Enjoying the game, and then I think there was one specific tournament that I went to. I think I did quite well.
Wow.
And they just invited me to come to the development center, and then from there we
At
continued the
8,
journey.
9.
Yeah, we continued the journey from there.
Amazing.
But at that age, you don't even know what's happening. You're just playing football for the love of it, you know.
But you were still in school then?
Yeah, 100%. Still
100% in school. I see. So at what point did the family say, look, Tariq, this is going to be your career?
To be fair, I don't think they put any pressure on me.
All right.
They saw that I liked it a lot. I loved it.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, if you're gonna do this, then we'll help you to work hard. Obviously, there's going to be sacrifices and things that you need to make sure you're doing. But if you love it enough, then you'll be happy to make the sacrifices. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy, but nothing good is easy.
Which were some of the heroes you were watching as a youngster?
As a young star, I think for me, I always say like people like Ronaldinho.
Okay.
I used to love watching him. He always played with a smile in his face.
Yeah.
Someone like Dani Alves, because obviously fullback in my position.
Yeah.
And then coming through the Chelsea ranks, you saw Michael Essien playing
Oh,
in centre forward. You always remember the strikes that he had.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, yes. So I'm sure Essien was obviously, in fact, they're doing this top 10 African EPL players of all time. I voted for Essien.
Yeah?
I wanted to vote for him 3 times. I mean, Essien was a beast. Did you actually see him physically play?
Because I think there was a few times where I was lucky enough to train with him, and yeah, it was
trained
amazing.
with Essien?
Yeah, like a few times. I think towards the end of his career when he's coming.
Wow.
So, yeah, you can see the strike and the technique that he had. Whew.
He has such an impact on the game because of his speed and his size and everything else. He was an amazing guy. So Chelsea was normal for you. It was like one of your local teams.
Yeah, it wasn't too far to get to compared to the other teams.
Okay, that's quite similar to this guy, Raheem Sterling. I think Raheem Sterling also has QPR as his local team.
Yeah. Yes.
I think he also grew up in the same general area.
So.
I see. So how is life? How is? I think you've been injured this season.
Yeah, but towards the end of the season, I had obviously something small, but I'm working hard on recovery, and I should be back soon.
What kind of injury was it?
You have to just keep working hard on it. You know?
Okay, we see.
It's nothing too serious. Though,
Nothing too serious
No,
to come
no.
back. How was your Black Stars experience though? Like,
I think it's amazing. Like I said, we have a very good team. We have a mixture of some great players playing all over Europe, and I think the boys made it very easy for me to come into like a family environment, and like we enjoyed, but we know what we can do. We know where we can get to. Just have to keep working hard.
I saw in a video dancing
Oh, why did you mention that? Everyone wants to mention the video.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the video.
You should. I'll find it for you.
It's okay. I think it's deleted from all social media.
It wasn't a bad dance. It was a good dance.
I just want to find out, when did you decide that, you know what, I'm going to, switch nationalities and play for the Black Stars?
I think there was a number of things that came into it. Can't tell you exactly when it happened, but I think one of the big pushes was when I was doing my charity foundation last summer. We did the match and the tournament, and just the people and you see them, and it's just like amazing feeling that they give you, and you're grateful for the support always. So that obviously made the decision.
Oh, so you had already started the foundation here even before?
Oh yeah,
deciding to play
the
for
foundation has been obviously registered now and a couple of, I think, a year or so. But the actual giving boots, doing like food parcels and a lot more things that we do. I have an amazing team here. We've been doing that for, I'll say, like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
So
now.
it means your folks have been bringing you to Ghana long before even the decision to play?
I originally came to Ghana properly to do the foundation stuff last year.
Okay.
But we started, I would say, 4 or 5 years ago from Chelsea days.
Really?
To be honest, it was something that always had in my mind that I wanted to do. And my parents were good over the years of saving like kit, boots. And the first drop that we actually did was all stuff that I owned. So like kits over the years, boots over the years, and you feel like you're in this position for a reason. And I love to use the position that I'm in to help others. And I think it's like, it's just what I love doing, to be honest.
I'm taking all the credits then for him playing for Ghana, because that project last year was me.
Oh,
and I must thank him. He gave us a lot of really cool stuff.
The project last. Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he came to Ghana for the first time, the Dance One boys did well. They were all over him last year. They were like, telling you must play for Ghana.
Were you surprised at the reception you got when you got to Ghana? In terms of the people.
To be fair, you don't know like what to expect when you come.
Okay.
Like the first time properly, and everyone wants to see you, and it was that time of the decision that I think people were aware. And like I said, I'm always grateful. It was they were amazing, and like I said, we've been doing this foundation things for years. I have a really good team behind me. With Hollins on T-Bus, like they do a lot of work behind the scenes that we don't see to see who really needs the things. So it's amazing work. They did really well, and I'm proud to be part of it.
But I need to ask you this though. So with the foundation work, interesting that you had started work on that prior to actually even being here. How bound are you to foundation work? Like just being out there with these kids, giving a part of yourself? Because sometimes a lot of people still feel that stars do this as a token. You know, like it's a checklist. Check, I've done foundation.
Yeah, no.
You know, summer work done. It looks good for the PR, but
I feel like everyone is different. But for me personally, I've always come from my upbringing. My parents have brought me up for like that. It's always good to remember your roots and give back. And for me, it's special because, like I said, I didn't get in this position by myself. I've been blessed to be here, and it's always been a big thing for me to be able to use the position that I'm in to give back to others. And to me, I don't really see it as a big thing that I'm doing. I just feel like it's just something that I want to do, and I feel proud of doing it. And I want to try and help as many people as possible. And like I said, I'm not doing it by myself. The support is amazing, and I pray to God that I can continue to keep doing all of these things that we're doing.
Wonderful.
And tomorrow you're in the Eastern region.
Yes,
Someone
tomorrow,
can say,
yeah, exactly.
Chase it. Have you been before?
I've never been before, but I'm excited to go. I'm excited to go. To be honest, like I said, I like doing all this. I like getting hands-on with the work. It's really important to me. It's really important.
So tomorrow he's in Asamankese,
okay,
doing charity work, and then the day after he's in Accra at Abelempe, still doing charity work.
What kind of charity work is that?
Well, talking to kids, coaching clinics.
Coaching clinics?
Yes,
Yeah, coaching
he
clinics.
gives little
Teaching
tips.
them how to cross the ball.
To be honest, they probably already know. There's some amazing talent out there. You just have to go and look for them.
Do you get surprised at the level of enthusiasm for football in Ghana when you go to these communities?
No, because it's a footballing nation.
Yeah.
Everybody loves football here. You can tell, you can see it.
Yeah.
So it's a great.
You are such a fast winger. Did you ever think of becoming like a sprinter or something?
No, it was always football for me.
Always football for you?
When you're as a kid growing up, you're watching it on the TV. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a passion.
But at what point did you decide to play for the right wing and become a wing back? Who made that
It's
choice?
more of a fullback.
To be fair, along the years, I've played in a number of positions. I've played right back, I've played left back, centre mid.
You've done left back, done centre mid.
Centre mid, right wing, left wing. So like, it's wherever the coach puts you, to be honest. And then I think it was on the 18 level with my under 18 coach that he really tried to play me in this position.
Yeah.
And I think we had good success that year, so we just kept on with it.
Wow.
So that was with Chelsea under 18.
Yeah, Chelsea under 18s.
I see. And then, but so you do both wing back and then full back.
Yeah, full back.
You can do that.
I wanted to ask you this season though, like you play in a team that has been considered like you've changed the style a bit.
Yeah.
You know, what's it been like working under De Zerbi?
I think I said in my time that I've had two great coaches in the Potter and the new gaffer right now. We play exciting football. We always try to be on the front foot.
Yeah.
And we score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
So I think it's entertaining to watch, to be honest.
Lots of passes.
Yeah, lots of passes. There's a lot of training and thoughts and meetings that go into it. But
Really, like how hard is it to make that switch? Like you look so different from the team you played in last year. And what happens this year?
Yeah.
I think it's just like a foundation that we built, and then you just adds to it. Everything that we work on, or you see in the matches, we work on it in training. Like it's not a coincidence. So, and yeah, like I said, he's a great coach, and hopefully we can just keep.
But how easy is it for, when I say a small team, I say it with respect, because typically the bigger teams would play possession football. And all this, like yesterday, Brentford beat Man City and it's direct football. So usually you don't find smaller teams play the kind of possession game you guys play and do it so well.
I think every team has their own identity. We just try to, like, we know the way we play. We just try to make a thumbprint on the game. Sometimes it's not always easy, but you believe in your methods and you just keep working.
So how big is qualifying for Europe?
Oh, it's amazing.
Brighton and Hove Albion.
I think it's the first time in the club's history, so that says it all, I think.
The town will be going crazy.
Yeah, it's I think everyone is really excited. Really excited for
So when you put on that blue and white shirt and you enter the Amex Stadium, what's the feeling like?
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Like the fans are amazing, to be honest. The people are very nice in the city. It's a privilege to play for the club, and hopefully I can just keep working hard and continue that journey.
Explain the rivalries to me for somebody who doesn't understand these things. So, for example, is your biggest rival Southampton or Bournemouth or Portsmouth? Because you're all or South Coast teams, right?
Yeah.
How does this work?
There's a lot of the rivalries are built on different things. But let's not talk about our team today. Let's not talk about that team today.
No, I just wanted to understand because Southampton's been relegated, right?
Yeah, they have.
Which is quite a pity. The league is so tough.
Yeah, it's a tough league. Yeah. Like to be honest, anybody can beat anybody in that league.
Yeah.
That's why in the Premier League you have to be on the game. You have to be 100% every game. You can't have it off day.
Yeah, and for the first time, all three promoted teams have survived.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, Leicester, 2016 champions, have been relegated.
I think it shows the strength of the league.
Yeah.
Like anything can happen. You can't predict what will happen at the start of the season. Maybe some teams will always be at the top. But yeah.
But what makes the league so tough? Is it the physicality? People talk about, like when you watch from television, when you watch other leagues, it seems slower. So for example, I'm watching La Liga or the Italian league, it seems very slow. The EPL is like very quick and very, how physically exacting is the league?
To be honest, like I said, when I was younger, I used to watch on TV, and then now you're being in it, I was like, wow. Because you come against, when it was previously there, people like Sadio Mane, Marcus Rashford, but it makes your game rise, and you develop every game, and it makes you into a better player. So it's an amazing league to be in, and you're always developing, and you're always finding your best level, to be honest.
You talk about that. Who are some of the toughest guys you've come up against?
I think, for me, definitely last season, or the season before, I think it was definitely, I saw Sadio Mane, the strength, the pace.
Wow.
Yeah. Marcus Rashford as well.
Quick.
Yeah, but to be honest, there's so many fantastic players in the league. You can do someone like De Bruyne with a pass. He has the eye for the passes. There's too many players, just to name a few.
I wanted to bring you back a bit. You spoke about the impact of your family. You know, how easy is it or difficult to navigate that path between being, you know, Ghanaian families? You have a very Ghanaian dad, a very Ghanaian mom, but born in the UK, trying to get back again into being a very different Ghanaian culture again, football-wise. How's that mix been for you?
I don't really see it as a big difference, because when you're brought up in like you said, my mom and dad are both from Ghana, and so I'm brought up in a Ghanaian household, and you have values from both England and Ghana, and I think you get the best of both, to be honest, and it makes you into a person that you are today. So you have to try and, like I said, embrace both sides, and you know about the food already, the culture. It's just amazing. So I think to have the best of both is great.
Yeah. Talking about that, in terms of the Black Stars, how has that been? You trying to get into the team, the integration. How did it go for you?
Like I think I said that before. Like the boys were amazing. Seriously, I can't thank them enough for how they've welcomed me in, and it's felt like effortless. Like to be honest, we're all playing football. but we built the things off the pitch as well, which is great. And I'm really grateful to the players, the coaching staff, and everyone involved, to be honest, because I'm really enjoying my time. But like I said, the most important thing is the football, and we're looking forward to building something great in the future.
I think the game I enjoyed most was South Korea. You gave the guy on the left a lot of hell. You never stopped running in that game. I don't know how tired you were because the Koreans also ran a lot. That game was a crazy game. What's your memory of that match? The 3-2 we beat them.
That game was a crazy game. It was a crazy game.
Yeah.
I think I played against Son. Played against him in the Premier League before.
Yeah.
And you know what high quality level player he is. But to be honest, when I'm on the pitch, I try to give everything for the team. Everything for the team. And no matter if you're tired, you're not tired, you have to run. Everyone's got a job to do. So you have to put yourself aside and think about the team first, to be honest.
You ran so hard. I think there was a chance you got. I think you got on the wing and there was space, but I think you were so tired.
Yeah, to be honest, like I said, I have a big engine, so I don't mind going up and down. And like I said, anything to help the team, we're all there for it.
But I was quite surprised the way the Koreans did in the tournament. Generally, I feel like they have a lot of energy.
They have a good team. They have quality.
Yeah,
they have quality. I think if you look at throughout their team, their players are playing in good leagues.
Yeah.
So they're not really a surprise. I think I said at the time of the World Cup, you can't underestimate any team because everyone is at that level for a reason. Yeah. And yeah.
But that was our best game, 3-2. Congratulations, that was a good game. And you were my man of the match.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And it's amazing, like with the work that you're doing, what's the grand vision for you at the end of this foundation work that you're putting? Because obviously you're putting in the work, you're showing up. It's not like you're sending emissaries or something. You are actually showing up.
Yeah.
So what's the grand vision at the end for these kids that you're mentoring?
I think it's like for me, it's important to be there and to do things like this, just because like, I'm someone that doesn't like to be always there, like in the spotlight and doing the radio and stuff like that. But I think once you raise the awareness for people, it allows them to help you. And I feel like everybody deserves a chance. Everyone deserves someone thing to.
Well, somebody listening has sent in a question. He says, between yourself, Osman Bukari, and Kamaldeen, who doing a foot race?
No, you have to ask them. I think I back myself. I back myself.
Yourself,
yeah.
You bet on yourself.
Yeah, I bet
winning
myself.
that foot race.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said before, I think it's important to give the kids a chance.
Yeah.
Because everyone deserves a chance in life, and what the little that you can do to help, then that's what you have to do. And like I said, I love doing these type of things. So it's nothing big to me.
We're talking to Tariq Kwame Ni Lamptey. Right back, a full back or wing back for Brighton and Hove Albion for the Black Stars. He was at the World Cup, did great stuff. He's in Ghana to work on his foundation, to also meet family. He's recovering nicely. He's hoping to come back big and strong for Ghana as well. We're just happy to have him in the studio. Who do you want to give shouts to? Your dad is here. I want to ask him a question. Come this way. So usually footballers would always have a father or mother who's a sports person. So where did Tariq get his sports genes from? Was it from you or from his mom?
From me.
You're sure?
Yeah, but the mom is also athletic anyway. So
okay.
Yeah, she's quite quick anyway. So
you were born in Ghana?
I was born in Ghana.
How long did you live there before you went to the UK?
I was here till about 19.
Oh, okay. And then you went
to UK. Yeah.
See. Did you ever play football in Ghana?
Yeah, I play coach.
You play coach?
Yeah, I play coach.
What position did you play?
Wing.
Hey!
So I was quick.
You were quick.
Please, give my mom the credit for quickness, please.
So your mom was also like sporty.
Yeah,
oh, okay. So are your other brothers quick as well? Are brothers that quick?
Yeah, they no, but not as quick as them. Anyway. They all got different quality anyway. So
Because in the modern game, speed is like one of the most important. He has a big engine and he has speed, and then he also has end product.
Yeah, I think you can't train speed. Speed is something that you have to have naturally. Anyway.
Yeah.
So having speed is quite good for him anyway, but he got different qualities in his game.
And Tariq, you haven't peaked yet. I think you're still in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Because I'm told footballers peak at 27.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm told. So you probably have like 6 more years of full speed.
Yeah, I'm always developing. I'm always trying to learn from the people around me, from the videos and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing where I progress in the future. But I know I can get to a high level.
Yeah. So if you are listening in Koforidua, or is that Samankesi? It's Asamankesi. Who knows? You may meet Tariq Lamptey later today. He'll come back to Accra as well. You do some football clinics. I'm sure a lot of the young kids who've been watching the television will be happy to have some crosses and runs with him. Yeah.
Why you they run?
like that?
Yes.
No, Charlie. The way they run him.
Then you dribble to the right. Then you cross the ball. You know,
Charlie.
Yeah.
No, but you know I'm the bearer of good news.
What is this?
Yeah.
So his brother signed Jesse.
No, they can't sign them.
He'll now sign.
Yeah. So if they can't sign them, you go sign your name on it.
Wow, Tariq. This is amazing.
So let me do you the honors.
Yes.
Yes. So let me. You see the way the president they can't sign it for what they're paying for.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Tariq Lamte is in the studio, and we are hoping to see him in Kumasi one of these days when we do our AFCON qualifiers or whatever qualifiers we do. I'm sure the Black Stars can't wait to have him as we prepare to win AFCON after 40 years in the wilderness. You know, I'm sure by the time you left Ghana, we had not even won. You know,
it will come.
It will come.
Yeah, I think we'll win. I think they've got a good team.
They've got a good team.
They've got a very good team. They've got a very young team anyway. So, yeah.
But how often do you come to Ghana yourself?
Because of what he's doing over there, I don't. Yeah, but now I'm going to come more.
You want to come more?
Yeah.
No, Oyoga. Say Oyoga. It's a no John because a name like Neil Lante.
You are a tree, people.
Oh, you are a tree.
Yeah, you are a tree.
Who catch tree?
I'm a speaker.
Okay. Oh, amazing.
So it's time for the presentation ceremony.
Yes. So that's Tariq Lamte presenting.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Tariq.
Yeah.
All the best. Yes. All the best in Europe. All the best in the Black Stars. Wonderful. Wonderful.
No, I trust you don't go lost for that.
No, I'm going to wear it tomorrow.
I mean, is it not going to?
No, it's my size. I'm small, but I'll wear medium is fine. Okay. I'll put on a few. Tariq, special, just your last message to Ghanaians as you go. What's your final message to Ghanaians?
I just want to say thank you very much. I really appreciate the support and everything.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can meet you guys soon. But thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes. And also tomorrow at the Samankese Methodist School Park between 10 and 12, the Assist Uplift Impact project will be on.
Assist Uplift
Impact.
So can students come? Can kids come?
Everybody, feel free. Come. If you're around the area.
At Samankese Park.
Yes. You organize. You know what to do.
Yes, he's one of our listeners. You'll be there. Wonderful.
And then later on, that's on 31st, at Belinkwe Basic 2 School Park as well.
So it's tomorrow at Samankese, and then the day after at Belinkwe Basic School Park. Tariq Lamte, the speedster, joining us for breakfast. Need Lamte. Have a great day, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You can beat the world, you can beat the war, you can talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find
Unleashing the power of relative radio. This is Citi.
And the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. You can walk straight through hell with a smile.
So Tariq Lamte passing through for breakfast. Nice to meet him. Nathan, the footballers are ordinary people like us. Okay. The only thing is that they can run faster and they can play better, but they look just like us.
Yeah.
You know, I always used to, the first time I saw Thomas, but I said, but you're just like me. You know, but Charlie, it's not the way they look.
No, it's how they function, the ability to play.
Oh my God.
Cognitive skills and all of that.
Yeah.
And all of that.
I'm happy his father has brought him back to Ghana.
Oh yes, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Let's talk about Standard Water.
Yeah, Standard Water has been giving us water for over 25 years. They are in 11 regions. They are expanding and they have water for you. You can call them on 0202 055 703 or 0547 334.
They have all types of water.
Sachet, bottle, dispenser, even customized water
they have that
for your occasions. Now, if you are thinking of getting your project started and you are thinking of paying your fees and you don't have money, if you're a government worker, call First Atlantic Bank. They have the First Atlantic Bank payroll loan. You get up to 150,000 cedis, and you can also dial *442*30# to apply and enjoy the lowest rates. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly
different.
Yes. Old Mutual is 10 years.
Do great things.
Yep, they are doing great things every day. 10 years old in this business. They have all kinds of great things they do. A prompt claims payment policy. They have WhatsApp insurance. They have an annuity package. All kinds of amazing things. Call them on 0501 579 204 or visit oldmutual.com.gh.
Yes, sir.
Finally, Roberts and Sons. They've opened a branch in Kumasi at their Breport Junction, adjacent to Angel FM and in the same premises as their Menfi Rural Bank. Call them on 0507 656 876 or 0501 519 111. They are open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 and 9 to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Roberts and Sons, seeing is believing.
Coming up next is EdTech Monday. An initiative of MasterCard Foundation's Regional Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning, part of the foundation's strategy to find solutions to Africa's youth and unemployment problems. And it's every last Monday of the month. Today, the 29th of May, we will be having a discussion on widening access to ICT infrastructure and connectivity skills. And we have a very fantastic panel. Frida Yosin, Senior Manager, Africa Center for Economic Transformation, Asset. Dario Bianchi, Chief Digital Officer, MTN. Safi Naje, Senior Programs Officer, Head of HR, Sendlos. And Tyrone Edumfum. Nathan Kwao is in the hot seat right after this.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.